Back with you all again. I am here with the one and only Greg Brown from Opsin Fluorocarbon. Greg, it is so great to have you here at the Friedman Adventure Studio.
So happy to be here. I made it.
I know you're.
How long has it been?
Man, my hair was falling out. I was worrying out there. You were so late. You just barely made it. It's been a long time since I've seen you.
I know.
And I know why. Because Opsin Fluorocarbon. Oops, I've got it on over here too. Opsin Fluorocarbon is going absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's going bananas. It's good. So lucky.
Yeah.
Thanks to you.
I don't know about that.
Come on.
Look, I do remember that you and I kind of started at the same time, and we almost like made an agreement, or not an agreement, but we were pulling for one another.
That's it.
And it has worked for both of us.
It has. I remember the first time I heard your podcast. I had YouTube on, and you know when it runs, and I just the algorithm of like not tying videos and fishing podcasts.
Yeah,
and
right.
It rolled right into you.
Oh, really?
And I heard.
What a shame.
I was like, wow, how did this happen?
Who's this weirdo?
And I heard the voice, and it reminded me of a stand-up comic I used to work with a long time ago. And I was like, man, this voice sounds like Carl LaBeouf. Sounds really familiar.
Yeah.
And then and then they started talking about fishing, and it was you. And I was just like, wow, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, it was episode 3.
Really?
And I was the 88th listener.
Oh my God! And you reached out to us, and we were so happy to work with you, and still are. You're doing such a great job, and I see so many great comments out there.
Oh yeah,
people love your product.
That's good. It's like people that I mean, a company doesn't last unless people come back.
Yeah,
buy
right.
product in, because then you're just chasing new customers over and over again.
Yeah, and that doesn't work.
It doesn't. It's not sustainable. It's exhausting.
Yeah, it's exhausting.
And so. If you put a good product out there and you take your time with it and it works, you treat the people right, customers, and people come back again. So.
Yeah, and perfect example, I did a morning podcast and we had a mic problem. So the audio was terrible. And some guy put up, hey, the audio was bad, I couldn't hear you. So I got on there and thanked the guy because we need that kind of feedback, So if the audio is bad tonight, it's Greg's fault. Let us know. Anthony. It's good to see you. Anthony's here. Jason's here. You're going to have a lot of fans tonight.
Look at this guy. You're like reading over my
you don't
shoulder.
Get to, that guy. I can make stuff up here.
You're like, get some questions.
Hey, can I mention a couple of sponsors real quick?
Go into it.
How about Opsin Fluorocarbon?
How about it?
www.opsinusa.com. Put in FA at checkout and get a free gift and a note from Greg. Are we still doing that?
Still doing it.
All right.
Hands cramping up. Yeah. It was real novel early on. Now I'm just like...
yeah, you're ready to cut it out.
Yeah, I'm like, this is not a good idea.
Ventura Sport Fishing up there with Tucker McCombs. We perhaps are going fishing with Tucker McCombs tomorrow night. Weather's up. Waiting for him to make the call. All you guys who are on the charter, hang in there. Let's pray for a window of opportunity because, man, they are getting the sea bass up there.
Yeah.
And he specifically said, bring fluorocarbon.
30 pound.
Have you heard that?
I heard.
Yeah. I mean,
he texted me earlier.
Oh, yeah.
No, he didn't. But
well, nobody else knows, so tell you can say that. 22nd Street Landing, where we're sitting right now. The Freedom will be coming in about an hour. Tino Valentine has had some great fishing. He may make a cameo appearance tonight.
There we go. Looking forward to it.
If he does, we only have 2 microphones, so he may have to get real close to your neck.
Well,
yeah, there you go. That'll work.
I'm tall. He can kind of come in.
Tino's a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
Your wife won't get too jealous, will she?
She won't. She'll probably be like,
she's not
thank
watching
God.
this anyway. She's like my wife. Like, okay, Felipe, I never watch your stuff. Daiwa Rods and Reels. Daiwa's doing a great job as always. If you want to put the heat to a fish, do it with Daiwa. Fish Taco Chronicle magazines. I don't want Sean Arnold mad at me, so it is right there, Sean.
Great publication.
Sean, is it?
It is.
Yeah, I haven't read it.
Come on.
Oh, yeah, it is great. Fantastic. And our Patreon members tonight will be doing 3 drawings. I think you brought maybe something to...
I can give away all kinds of stuff.
Perfect. We're going to do 3 of those. Hey, I want to just mention this guy because my microphone problems. I went to this place in Westminster, XL. I walked in and I said, hey, I use my iPhone and it's the best, blah, 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 but the mic is not working. The guy spent an hour. He took the thing apart. He goes, oh, here's your problem. And, blah, blah, blah. How much do you think he charged me? Take a guess.
Oh, gosh. 1 hour, I do $145.
Pretty close. $20.
What?
XL in Westminster, 714-907-0100. Call Gerardo or Jerry if you have trouble saying that, and tell him thank you for me. And man, I'll tell you that what a super nice guy.
Gosh.
Yeah,
1
right.
hour, $20.
$20.
Man,
and he spent an inordinate amount of time fixing it, talking to me and showing me and blah, 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 blah. So it was really great. All right, let's get into it. First question for you.
Wow.
Does fluorocarbon really work? And is there any data that you can, how does it work exactly? What is the thing with fluorocarbon?
You're going straight into it.
I'm going after
there's
it.
no like softball
We've got
questions.
people listening now.
You're like, boom, right to the topic.
We'll go into your history a little bit too, but what does fluorocarbon do? How does it work?
So fluorocarbon, I mean, the difference between fluorocarbon and like monofilament. The mono is like, it's kind of density. And so density is the key. When light comes in and refracts off of mono, so mono doesn't extrude very well. It's a kind of a clunkier plastic. It has like these little micro cracks and bubbles, and light comes off and it refracts. And then the fish pick that up, and then they get what they call kind of line shy.
Yeah.
And that's what
Which happens all the time.
all the time.
Yeah.
And you know, it's crazy. I mean, just dropping down like 5-10 pounds in weight, what a difference like that can make in fishing.
Yeah, exactly.
And so with fluorocarbon, it's super, super dense. So you can tell the difference when you're like fly lining, how much faster like a fluoro sinks than a mono.
Yes.
Because and that comes down to kind of density with the water and the weight and stuff. And so yeah, it comes down to clarity. And with that density, you get a little bit more abrasion resistance. And you know, it's just marginal gains. I mean, if it helps you catch 5-10% more fish, you know.
And it might be better than that. You're being very humble.
I'm, you know, but
You're trying to be humble.
Yeah,
don't be
humble.
humble. Shout it out.
But, you know, like, I don't want to be like too loud about it.
I know.
But give me 50 minutes and I'll be more. I'll be.
Okay, yeah, drink a little more water there. Jason Allen has a question for you. Jason says, what are the what pound test does Opsin Fluorocarbon come in?
Well, come this Friday, we're releasing surf fishing line.
Oh, for me?
Inspired for you? Yeah, it's called
the Friedman Adventure Surf Fishing Opsin
which
Fluorocarbon.
Is kind of wordy.
Yeah.
So I cut
little verbose.
I cut it down to just Opsin Fluorocarbon. So I'm releasing that this week. 6 pounds, doing a 6, 10, and 15. But it took a long time to develop the 6. Just trying to figure out the abrasion and everything. And so we're going to have 6, 10, 15, 20, which is just added. Then we have 25, 30, 35, which is so close to my heart. I love the 35. Then we have 40, 50, 75, and then 130.
Wow, you got it all covered.
I'm tired.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because when we first connected,
right.
over a year ago, I had 4.
Yeah, I remember.
The 25, 30, 35, and 50. And I was like, because, you know, I was like, these are my favorites here. You know, I'm just going to start here and then expand and we have.
Wow, that's great. I should say, give a shout out to Tony Gonzalez out front and Janelle. They're watching the front.
Okay.
And they're playing our show for all the people that are out there right now. And Tony said, sounds great tonight.
Great. There's a big line
which is
out there.
amazing for me.
Huge line out there just to get in to watch our show.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, man, are they selling tickets again?
Yeah, it's a scalper.
Tony owes me some money. Jeff Yeomans, do you know Jeff? 540 Slingers Club. Jeff says, thank Greg and Izzy DLC for their generous contribution to the 540 Slingers Club charter in May.
Boom.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
He's a military guy, so thank you for your service, Jeff. And we're doing something, Jeff and I, and actually Sam from Island Fishing Tackle over in Carson. We're doing a casting workshop.
Okay.
A jig fishing workshop.
Oh, wow.
And that venue has changed. So it's going to be at the casting pond at Recreational Park in Long Beach. It's over there on 7th Street and near the golf course. But we're going to get a bunch of people down there. We're going to take the novice guys, and they're going to have guys to work with them, the intermediate guys, and then the big pros who think they're so red hot. They can have a contest, and we'll see who can throw the farthest. We're going to have prizes.
Is it like a kind of like cornhole? Do you have a target? You have to get close to the target, or is it more of a distance thing?
It's more of a distance on that contest for the big guys. So it's going to be a distance thing for them, and then the other guys will be doing for accuracy, teaching, mechanics of throwing a jig. And
I have a 17-foot rod, so it's going to be perfect.
Oh, bring that along! You're going to come, aren't you?
Yes.
I love it, man. So that should be a lot of fun, and it's going to be at Recreational Park, 8 to 11 in the morning.
Okay.
And then the after party is over at a place called Scholb's in Long Beach. It's a little bar.
Okay.
He's got Dodger dogs. He does great fish. He's doing our cooking videos now.
Wow. Awesome.
His name is Jason, Chef Jason. He may even drop by. You know. So once again,
somebody drop in tonight.
I'm telling you. Well, I'm promising and not delivering. So yeah, it should be a great day. We're really looking forward to it. And Jeff, of course, is playing a really, really important role in that. All right, Charles Zimmer. I normally fish Cigar Gold.
Yep.
How does the diameter compare?
Cigar Gold is very low in diameter,
Uh-huh.
but so there's a balance. Like, think of like fluorocarbon as like making a recipe. So I have to balance like diameter, abrasion, and how much stretch, for knot tying ability. So Cigar Gold is the lowest diameter kind of line we get. I kind of compare, if you fish with the Cigar Premier, we're kind of in that kind of in that pocket right there.
Yeah.
The one thing I didn't like about Cigar Gold is it's like very, very, like it doesn't have very good abrasion at all. But if you fish with like a circle hook and you get the hook right, it's awesome.
Yeah.
But if a fish comes up and if there's any kind of wear, I've had people like when they're like, hey, the tails come out and it's broke the line that way before. It's a great line. It's very clear. But with that gold, you give up like 4 or 5 different kind of, you give up some, it stretches a lot.
Yeah.
I kind of call it like kind of marshmallowy. Has this like lot more stretch, stretch is actually good for knot grip.
Yes.
But we're probably like 8 to 10% higher in diameter. But we can really hold up a lot better as far as durability with that.
You talk about being more. I mean, what I was going to ask you is, should you tie an iron up with that just in case you're, dragging that iron in a rocky area or something? Is that a good idea? I know you're going to get bites, a reaction bite on the iron normally anyway. I'm not so sure, Flo, but
I'm impartial. I'm not. I own a fluorocarbon company. I would recommend just using mono, like a heavy mono.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
Yep.
All right, Richard Vargas, great guy. Do you know him?
No.
Oh, too bad. All right, Richard says, I'm a big fan of pink Yozuri fluorocarbon.
Yeah.
How does Opsin compare? A lot of comparison questions.
A lot of comparison.
That's okay, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's a big fan. We're about 15% narrower, smaller in diameter. With that. Also, the problem when I did some testing with the Yozuri, especially the pink label, it's extruded really quickly, and it's kind of almost has an oval shape to it. The stuff that I saw, and so there's a little slippage on knots, and so I think ours is extracted a little bit slower.
Yeah. What does that mean exactly?
So what we did, since we ran our space out when we make our line at like 3 a.m. when the other machines, like they're not making at high capacity.
Yeah.
And what we found is like when you melt the fluorocarbon, it comes out a little extruded, this little pipe.
Yeah.
That's where all your line goes out. And we found like big brands, that we all kind of grew up fishing and stuff. They have to make so much line that they pull it out real quickly.
Yeah.
And then what we found, if we slowed down the extrusion process, it took out a lot of imperfections in there and made our abrasion resistance a lot higher, and it kind of got where we want to be at. So we make our line
better quality.
better, and our line takes like 30-40% longer to make than a lot of those other brands and stuff.
Excellent.
And I think it really kind of pays off.
Yeah, yeah. Any more questions for Greg? Please keep them coming. Jason Allen says, where can I purchase Opsin? Let me answer the first part of that.
Okay.
www.opsinusa.com. Put in FA at checkout and get a free gift, Jason. Is that okay?
That's perfect.
Can you get it anywhere else?
My big goal this year was just like, time to go to retail. They're reaching out now. I mean, they started this last year.
Yeah.
Which is just like, man, what a great problem to have.
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
What a great thing. It's like
that's a compliment to you, right?
When landings are like, okay, you're ready. Let's come. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
And then I was like, great. I'm going to order 5 times more this year than last year. And then all of a sudden, my online sales went up 5 times. And so.
Oh, so you don't have the product?
Yeah, I don't have the product to even.
Have you had supply chain issues like everybody else? Or not?
We kind of hacked the system. So when I first started the company, and it was like 2 years ago, I was like, okay, how am I going to deal with making the line and then putting it on a barge and a ship, and it's just like this long 3-month process, and like it kind of frustrated me in a weird way.
Yeah.
And I was like, what if I just use air freight, flight direct from Japan, straight to Los Angeles?
A lot more expensive though,
bulk
right?
spool, but bulk spools. So my spools, I can have like if like each spool has like 5,000 meters on it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so I was like, oh, once I get all the line, hundreds of thousands of meters, I can. Then I hired a vet, a disabled vet that lives in my and then they do all the spooling, and the labeling, and I was just like, it's time we bring a little bit more manufacturing jobs back to the States, and it feels better. A lot of other companies, they go straight from China, Japan, straight into the Amazon warehouse. They don't touch the product.
Yeah.
And it's kind of important for me to like be a part of the process.
Yeah, exactly.
And so now I can literally, we make the line in Japan, and it's flown over. Takes 2 days from like door to door.
Yeah.
And I love that gap. I mean, and then I can have it in customers' hands in 7 days from when it's made.
Oh, that's great.
It's not sitting on a cargo ship and like off of Long Beach, and so yeah, speed kills sometimes, and especially when you're a small company, it's like being able to like, move quick is important.
Oh my God, it is, isn't it? Like you get so many balls in the air, don't you, when you're the one-man show kind of thing?
Pretty much. And you have to do it all and stuff. And so yeah, I've really lucked out with like especially when I heard everybody was just like, oh yeah, my tanker ships has all my product and it's stuck, and then I was like, well, mine's on first class.
Perfect, right?
And I was like, perfect,
Yeah, I mean, I was actually out with the crew from Fox News doing that whole supply chain. Those guys were really nice guys too.
Yeah.
William Lajeunesse, I think was his name. Great guy, but I mean, that's a mess.
It's just a mess.
And then you have that lockdown going on in Shanghai again.
Yep.
I think that's
one-fifth of the country.
Yeah, and so I communicate all the time with my friends back in China. They don't really want to say, they can't on WeChat. When they're communicating, they can't say this sucks and this government. But I can feel it coming through. They're like, please let us out of here. We're going crazy. So I feel really sorry for some of my dear friends. People are great people. Government, we'll save that for another day.
Let's not get
really
staticky.
Let's see, Richard Vargas, what a nice guy. Thank you. I will be giving Opsin a try. Thank you both for taking the time to make these videos. Richard, it's exact opposite. Greg and I thank you for watching, my friend. All right, next one. N6 Yun. Fluorocarbon is a must-need in surf fishing. I like this guy.
All right, here we go.
Yeah. Opsin 15-pound is what I got my twin 21-inch spot fin croakers on. Those are beautiful fish, by the way.
They are.
Nice going. Yeah, awesome. I mean, Corvina, spot fin, those fish are wily, discriminating feeders.
Very, very, very.
Yeah, so you've got to drop that line down, especially Corvina. I mean,
they're very discerning.
Yeah.
Like with, knots and hook sizes and it's really all really adds up.
And when is that available, or is it available?
Yep, on Friday. We'll have the
breaking news.
The 6, 10, and 15. That's why I'm on the podcast.
Yeah.
Like you'll only be on the podcast when there's exciting things to tell me.
Yeah. All right. So we'll see you in another 5 years. No, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. So do you know how to make breaking news music, like mimic it or anything?
I don't know.
That's good enough.
We'll have a little thing on the ticker on the bottom.
Yeah. Really? I wish I could edit that in. All right, but we have nobody here. It's just me, the one-man show. Tracy's Lounge is happy to be here with us. What does Opsin mean? Where does it come from? What is that? Opsin, I asked you that question a long time ago. I missed my high school biology class, obviously.
Yes.
I'm the teacher, too.
When I was coming up with a name for the company, I Googled how to tuna, like how to fish sea, basically. And
I bet it said with their eyes, right?
Yeah, it's all with their eyes. Yeah. And getting technical, opsin is the protein in the eye of fish. And that's what separates light from dark and color and contrast.
Do humans have it?
We do, yeah.
Oh,
but out of all the species and stuff, tuna fish, bluefin, have the highest ratio of the protein.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
and so cool. They see more clear?
They see better and clearer. And
that is such a great name. And that's a great question, by the way. It really is. Jason Allen wants to know, what is the best knot to use with Opsin? What is it?
I would say whatever. I don't know. Knots are tricky. I would say whatever the deckhand recommends, or the captain, when in doubt.
I say that all the time.
I know. When we have, I don't know if there is one best knot for the whole spectrum kind of thing.
Yeah. We got another knot question now. You're going to love these.
Man,
More knot
questions.
questions. Jeff Yeoman says, does Greg have a go-to mono to fluoro knot?
Mono to fluoro. So mono and fluoro cinches very well.
Yeah.
Because, mono, has that softness and pliability and stuff to it. Let's see, San Diego Jam maybe, or I'm gonna have to brainstorm. Let me brainstorm on it.
Yeah.
I got too many knots in my head, like the Rolodex of knots.
I totally understand. John is over there. He's a great kid. John, how are you tonight? It's good to see you. He works at Island Fishing Tackle over there in beautiful Carson, California.
Yeah.
He said, you need to drop some off over here, so maybe
they
was going to start selling it too. He's going to have to tap down your sales online somehow. You're selling too much.
I know. My big master plan is falling apart, where I was just like, I'll have all this inventory, I can get into retail, and then I'll said, I'm 40 orders a day. So.
Oh my God, that's fantastic. Yeah, couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Honestly, I mean that.
Yeah, really.
Great person. Charles Zimmer wants to know, will we see Opsin mono? I'm just going to skip over knot questions from now on. I'm crappy on those two. Will we see Opsin mono in the future? Are you going to do mono?
I don't think so.
Because
the people that are making mono right now, they're doing it really well. And, it's part of the process. It's like, where can I make separation, like in the market? Where can I out-pivot people and do a better job?
Right. So you obviously saw with fluorocarbon that there was a niche there for you. And what was that niche exactly? What did you see that you could improve on?
Well, so
probably a myriad of things.
No, I mean, my favorite line, I guess I started Opsin 2018 at Fred Hall when I went to Fred Hall. And I stayed the night there, not in Fred Hall, but like in Long Beach. I'm like,
oh, I thought you slept under your booth.
Booth number 17. And so I went there, but my favorite fluorocarbon at the time was Blackwater. And I went there.
A lot of people love Blackwater.
Loved Blackwater. And I was like, can't wait to go to their booth and buy all their line. I'm like super excited about it. And then I couldn't find it. And that started the spiral of like, okay, like it's gone. Now, how can I replace it, or not replace it, but do my own version of it? And then one thing led to another, and then I'm talking to chemical engineers in Japan, and then I'm getting line samples mailed back to me, like 15 different varieties of fluorocarbon, of like, different extrusions and techniques, and there's different grades of fluorocarbon and mixing, and I was like, okay, I'm onto something. How can I make this special and unique to Southern California? And then 2 years later, I come out of it, and I was like, here we go.
Congratulations, man. That is so great. I got another knot question. I'm telling you, Jason Allen wants to know, can you use an old school blood knot to splice the two lines together? I don't think so, right? Can you? Or I don't know if that'll hold up, Jason.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah. Over there at Island Tackle, John says, we need some 35-pound.
Done.
35-pound. Did it derive from Blackwater?
It did, yeah. So the first line I came out with was a 35.
Oh, okay.
And I told my wife, I was just like, hey, we're just going to have a 35-pound. That's it. One line, 35.
So you were trying to talk your wife. You were trying to talk her into, like, I think this is a good idea, honey. She's like, that took another one of those.
We're still working on it. So, but I was like, I'm going to do one line. But that's kind of my homage.
Oh, the Three Stooges just fell down.
That's my homages to kind of Blackwater is the 35. Because I fished on a trip, and I crushed it, and I did really well.
And so you wanted to,
kind of replicate it.
Duplicate that experience. How did you get into fishing? I mean... what's the deal with that?
What's the deal?
Yeah, who do I sound like?
Seinfeld. What's the deal with? I grew up.
I've never seen one episode of Seinfeld.
Really?
I'm probably the only guy in the world. I don't know why. I don't know. There's like really like iconic shows that I've missed.
You just skipped right past. You couldn't set 21 minutes off the side.
Yeah, I know. Maybe I'll watch it one of these days. I've seen like snippets, but anyway, go ahead.
I grew up in Georgia.
Yeah.
and I'm an only child, and I'm adopted. And my dad was kind of a way to bond with me.
Took you fishing?
Yeah, it took me fishing, and then we grew up just freshwater fishing in Georgia, and we.
How's Georgia for fishing?
It's got great
It's gotta be
freshwater.
great, right?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
bass, the largemouth is really good there.
Yeah.
And then
You don't have any accent.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm. My parents are from Missouri.
Oh, okay.
And so they kind of trained it out of me. And then when I moved to LA with a Southern accent, and people, the girls were like, "I'm not talking to this guy."
Yeah.
I was like, "All right, let me drop this real quick."
Do you have an affinity for Georgia, like a Bulldogs fan?
No,
or anything like
I
that?
don't. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That Notre Dame flag over there. Are they going to be any good this year?
All my friends went to Georgia, and I didn't have the grades. So I was
Yeah.
like an idiot. So, so I went to culinary school.
Let me tell you, I was an idiot too, but my
Yeah.
mother made some of the best prime rib for the priest up at Loyola Marymount University.
Oh, wow.
So they just shoveled me right
They're
through
like,
as
we're
long as
just
those prime rib dinners kept
It
coming.
just kept on coming through. Huh? So my parents weren't good cooks, so I didn't have that.
Did you go to culinary school?
I did, yeah, in Charleston,
Do you like to cook? Obviously.
obviously.
Yeah.
I love to cook. Culinary school was different back then, though.
Who
You
cooks more, you or your wife?
I cook more.
Yeah.
But she's full time. She cooks for a living.
Oh,
mean,
she
she's
does.
like-
Oh, so
yeah.
I get that. That's like
She cooks for the richest people in the world.
really.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I know.
Can
That's
you
why I'm
share
like a
any of
stay-at-home.
those names? You probably can't.
I can't.
Can you?
I can't.
Oh man.
Yeah, 'cause,
you got to kill me.
They'll shut it all down. Some guy in a black jacket comes around the corner. We're like, whoa.
Yeah, really. I thought, oh, it's Tino Valentine.
Yeah. So no, she's crushing it right now. She was on MasterChef, and she's
that's
yeah,
awesome.
she's super talented.
Well,
so.
you a lucky guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do all the cooking though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she gets home, she cooks all day, so I have to,
Yeah,
to hold it
exactly.
down.
That's
So
yeah.
I can't
come
be like,
home and cook again.
welcome. Yeah,
Yeah, that would suck.
none of that.
All right, Charles Zimmer. I really like. It's a lot of people do. I really like the magnet side
Yeah.
to keep them organized. Will the rolls fit in a line bag hard case?
The Plano hard case, I think. Let's see. I think that's what he's talking about. I don't think they do because I think they have little grooves in there. I don't know. I think that's what the hard case of.
Yeah.
I don't think. I don't think they will. Yeah.
John wants to know: do you fish fluoro by the millimeter, I guess, or by the poundage?
Good question.
I don't even know what it means.
No. I like millimeter.
Oh, you
I mean,
do?
there should be
You're smarter
a
than me,
way
John.
of because there's so much variance.
Oh, the millimeter meaning that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What a moron. I told you I was an
That's
idiot.
a good. No, I mean, so here's the problem. It's like 30 pound. When a captain says 30, okay, they're hitting on 30. There's a huge range in 30 pounds.
Yeah, I know. In terms of
20, size, 20, 30%.
Yeah.
So what Opsin's 30 pound is the diameter's a lot smaller. Is what a lot of brands is that's their 20 pound kind of thing. So I wish. So yeah, there's a lot of flexibility with it. I mean, I like millimeter because it's just a fixed size and easier kind of to work with and stuff. So, but it's real tricky because there's so much variance in different brands and stuff like that. So, we're getting there. I usually kind of, I don't know. I figured out kind of I'm trying to figure out what the captain's beacon for what his 30 pound would be.
Yeah, right.
And then kind of pivot from there.
Yeah.
So.
I mentioned already that up there in Channel Islands, Tucker McCombs, I mean, he is adamant about that being really, really important in this bite right now. What a bite that is.
Yeah. You see
Oscar,
50, 60, 53 pound
you see
sea
those
bass?
things?
Crazy.
Oh my God. Over on the Aloha Spirit, they had a giant 62.8, I think it was.
Oh my gosh.
The Cobra had one, I think pushing 70, if I remember correctly. Yeah. And then Tucker had, limits 2 days in a row. Some fish in the 50 to 60 pound class. And man, listen to this. Oscar Ochoa was on the boat yesterday.
Yeah.
And I went to a birthday party. Scott Buchert.
Okay.
Who, I don't know,
Yeah.
you know Scott? Yeah, okay. Well, Scott, he's always running around here trying to drive me crazy. And so on the way home, I talked to Oscar, and Oscar's telling me these stories about looking off the bow of the Endeavor sea bass fishing now, right? You normally think of sea bass, so you drop
Right.
on the surface, 30 or 40 30-pounders just breezing along. Tucker rolls up on them, shuts down, they cast, they get bit.
What?
How cool is that? They fish them entirely differently up there than we do down here at Catalina and stuff.
I had no idea.
It's pretty cool,
what
right?
brings them up to the surface, you know?
I don't know. Running and gunning, though. When we talk about running and gunning, we talk about tuna schools and yellowtail schools, and you see them, the birds, and you run on them. But, I mean, sea bass, that is so freaking
that's
cool.
crazy. That's
right?
awesome.
Yeah.
It's crazy how, like, 100 miles difference and, like, changes how boats fish differently.
Well, gill netters out in the middle here, out in the middle of nowhere here, they catch sea bass in their nets when they're gill netting barracuda and stuff. So those sea bass, they've been known to like go from Catalina, and in the old days, I remember old guys saying, we rolled up on a big spot in the Catalina, in the middle of the Catalina Channel of sea bass on, kind of going, moving wherever they're going.
Jeez. I had no idea.
I
remember when I heard a podcast on how they tagged them and stuff, and then they were finding tags like, 800 miles south in Mexico. They travel. I think they travel a lot more than what we think, I guess.
Yeah. Diego Nuno is a big fan of yours. Diego has Ponga down in Ensenada. I fish with him all the time. He's also a deckhand on the Royal Star.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
He's a huge fan. He's a super good guy. You and I have got to go to Ensenada and fish with him.
Make it happen.
Sometime.
Yep.
It's so much
It's lining
fun.
up.
Greg, you'll love it.
That
Puna Banda is catch anything or don't or not. It's so picturesque.
It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Is that the hotel? Where do you stay in a hotel?
I stay at the Rosarito Beach Hotel a lot, but in Ensenada I'll stay at the Posada Inn Hotel.
Yeah.
And both great places. And awesome. Even the Rosarito, it's only an hour down to Ensenada, and then you do your thing, and it's fantastic.
You got to go. You got to make it happen.
And the tuna are like 18 miles for those guys right now. So, and their weather, by the way, we're talking about kind of nasty weather here today.
Yep.
Tomorrow.
But it's going to pass, and the trip's going to still.
Hopefully, the San Diego. I'm praying. The San Diego tuna area, that weather looks good. That's not really a problem.
Right.
It's mostly like offshore, and they're inside of that nasty weather. So they should be doing good. The Independence is heading down on a day-and-a-half trip right now.
Okay.
They're shutting down here pretty quick for the night bite, so we'll see how they do. And this wind is nothing new for April. We get it every single year here. All right, let's see. Jason Allen wants to know, hey, I wonder if you know the answer to this. What is the biggest fish that has been taken using Opsin? I'll bet you do know.
You know what I like? I like ratios. So I like...
I see what you mean.
I like what's the biggest fish kind of taken on the 25-pound, which is 93 pounds. And then the 30-pound was 108. So I kind of like measuring it per line for bluefin and stuff like that. The 35, I think we had another 120 on the 35. And then we have a protein member, Ray Sharifi. He, for kind of jokes, he's like, I'm going to fish with an ice fishing rod with Opsin Fluorocarbon and a pin spinning reel.
That's awesome.
And because
I like this guy already.
Yeah, he's great. So he has a YouTube video out now
cool.
on him catching. And then
catching what? Bluefin?
Bluefin, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's like a little 3-foot rod.
That's fantastic.
And he was just like, oh, this is great content, and it's going to be great. I'm going to fish the 35-pound.
Right.
Because all day they were kind of just catching like 20, 30-pound, fish.
Yeah.
Everything was under 30. And then, sure enough, he cast out there and he hooked into like a 65-pounder.
Oh, God.
And
how long did that take him to land?
I don't know how long. I think it was 25 minutes maybe. But it got him to the boat, and he gaffed it, and it's in the boat.
That's great. Jeff Yeoman says, Ray Sharif is the man.
He is the man.
Yeah? I got to meet this guy.
He's great.
I probably know him.
I reached out to him a long time ago, and I was like, hey, whatever you're fishing, I know you're fishing seagar, just give it a shot. And he's come full circle. He caught every fish this last year on Opsin.
Really?
And, he's crushing it.
That's great.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Super excited.
Do you get out fishing very often? You've got a family. How's your baby doing?
He's good.
Yeah?
He's 15 years old now. So.
Oh, God. Yeah, really. That's about how fast things move.
Oh, man, he's like growing fast and stuff. And so it was perfect. When I started Opsin, it was like during the pandemic, everything was shut down. So it was like great timing. I had a newborn. And I'm going out quite a bit. We're sponsoring a lot of boats and trips this year. So I'll definitely be fishing a lot more than I did last year.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Mikey V is a huge supporter of us. He does such a great job. He's on the East Coast now, and he says Ray makes some great content on YouTube. Do we have a, what's his YouTube channel? Do we know? Anybody know? Put it up there and we'll give him a...
Dirty
Hooker.
Hooker.
Wait a minute. Ray is YouTube Dirty Hooker.
Dirty Hooker.
Oh, Ray.
Yeah.
Double entendre there, huh? Or is he serious? Maybe, does he have something else going on?
Listen, I'm going to let... I don't want to speak for him, but no, I'm just
all right, Dirty Hooker. I've seen that before. So
he's
he
really
does
great.
put out some great stuff. He's ingenious, and he is. He's smart. So that's great.
I think he's up in Oxnard area, kind of thing.
Is he?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. But,
I'll see you up there tomorrow night, Ray.
There you go.
Because we're going on the
You're
Endeavor.
going. That's right.
Come hell or high water.
Don't say that.
All right, let's see. Jason Allen says, wow, that's great. I remember all the world records that Andy Monofilament used to take on light monofilament back in the late 80s and early 90s. Jason's a great guy, by the way. He works up in Alaska. He's in Seattle now.
Yep.
Loves to fish down in Baja. Avid fisherman.
Yep.
Huge supporter of Friedman Adventures from the very beginning. In fact, pretty much when I just met him, we were doing one of our missions of mercy down south of the border, taking a bunch of clothing and food and everything. Right up there, man, contributed and helped us out. So
That's
great
awesome.
guy.
Awesome.
Really good guy.
Yeah, but monos can be tricky too. I mean, if you're on a 6-pack boat or a boat and you can chase a fish down, I mean, you're in a different ballgame there. I mean, it's just like, that makes things a lot easier. But when you're on a big 50-foot boat and you're circling the boat, that's the truth happens there,
Oh, absolutely.
You don't have technology on your side then.
No, so. I know exactly what you mean. By the way, I sacrificed my Opsin Fluorocarbon hat on the Cortez Bank. God, that really angered me because I love that hat. And I was back in the stern and a gust of wind just blew my hat off. And it was the only hat I had.
I think I gave you a couple of hats. I heard,
you did,
I heard
actually.
You sold one of the Opsin hats on eBay.
Oh,
for
you
like
did?
hundreds of dollars.
Oh, shoot. I didn't think you saw that. I thought you were going to fall for the Cortez Bank because it's always windy out there. Let's see. East Coast Living, Mikey V. You should try some Opsin on those big East Coast bluefin tuna. That would be good. Do you have anybody? You got somebody doing that.
Yeah, I think. This captain, I don't know if you know his name, Dave Marciano.
Oh, yeah.
Just joking, yeah. But he reached out to me, and I'm working on some bigger lines for him.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
I'll bet you'll give him his, it'll be the Dave Marciano, whatever it is. The Friedman Adventure you cut right out. Huh? Yeah, thanks a lot, Greg.
No, he reached out to me. And
that's great.
I thought it was a spam email or direct message.
This has got to be a phony thing.
I was like, who's this guy?
He's going to ask you for your social security number next, right?
Yeah, right. And so we've been working on some bigger game lines specifically for him.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. He wants rolls of it, like 300-yard rolls. So
yeah, exactly.
I was like, all right, whatever.
Yeah,
whatever
Jeff Yeoman says it's good to see Mikey V in the chat. It is, because it's late back there. What time is it on the East Coast?
It's like 2 a.m. 2 a.m.
2 a.m. That's in Shanghai. It is good. Mikey's a great guy. In fact, he was here in our live studio audience a few times.
Okay.
And because sometimes we have a live audience, like one person or whatever.
What happened? You just didn't roll out the red carpet.
It was a homeless guy that was going by. And hey, take a seat. No, that's not Mikey. Him and Jeff came down. I think it was Gary Kwan from Caddy Lures.
Yeah.
And they wanted. They're all about that. So
it's awesome.
Jeff and I were together a few days ago, and we were walking around looking at our new area that we're going to do, that jig casting seminar.
Okay.
So really excited about that. That should be fun. There is one problem with it. The pool is kind of shallow where we're casting, so the jigs might get a little screwed up. But we're going to, I think, provide the jigs. I think Taddy's going to come through.
Yeah.
And the point is to get mechanics down, and
Sure.
it's a good area there. No one's going to get hurt.
Okay.
It's real close to Jason's place, so we can run over there afterwards and have a little party. Hopefully you'll be there.
I'm excited.
Have a cup of
when
coffee
is that?
with me.
Saturday?
That is Sunday,
Sunday,
May 15th.
Here we go.
11:30 at Jason's, or 8 o'clock for the jig deal.
Then I'm gonna eat a Dodger dog afterwards. At
the
restaurant.
At Jason's place.
Jason's
Scholb,
place. There we go.
Scholb in Long Beach.
Here we go.
Right on. All right, let's see. The Peanut Gallery, Gary Kwan podcast. Yeah, that was really a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So your prior life, you were a stand-up comedian.
I was.
You were?
I was.
And how was that like? So you were Traveling a lot, away
Traveling
from
a lot.
away from your family or your
I
wife.
had no family at the time.
Oh, okay.
I was just I was a lone wolf.
Oh, how was that lifestyle?
It was hard. It was really difficult.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's. I think people like me or people in general think, oh, how glamorous, right?
Oh no, not
They're living in
glamorous,
hotel rooms
yeah,
and just
Dothan, Alabama, and I traveled to the South, and your gigs are spread out from Tennessee and Kentucky and to DC. So yeah, lots of traveling, and it wears you down.
What was your shtick? I mean, what did you comment on, or did you everything, or
Yeah,
social
it
issues,
was really,
or politics?
You don't even watch Seinfeld, so it was just like, how can I even kind of relate to any?
No, I'm sorry.
You're like, what's your stick?
One of the greatest comedies ever, and I missed it.
That was pretty observational. I ran pretty clean, and which helped me get a lot of work later in the future because I opened up for big kind of famous stand-ups.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Like who?
Bert Kreischer, who's like real big right now, and Bill Burr, and
Oh, that's great.
So, and by just me able to work, 30 minutes cleaning up front before they did, was super beneficial.
Of course.
Because I wasn't able to step on premises and the jokes and stuff. So, it was great. It was awesome, and that's actually brought me out to Los Angeles because prior to that, I was a chef and a cook, and so I got a little gig out here for a TV cooking show, which kind of fell through and stuff. But that's
great, though. I mean,
really cool.
Yeah, anybody who's been an entrepreneur like you and like me, I mean, I assume I've come up with 100 good ideas and maybe one or two work.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of there's no such thing as failing. It's part of the process, right?
You got to trust your instincts and kind of follow your gut. And the Food Network picked up my show, Bacon and Greg's. And it was a cooking show based on what cooks and chefs eat at 2 a.m. And they're like,
great.
hey, I think we have some traction on this.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm in my car heading across country. And then I started fishing in San Diego, and I was just like, I can't move back to North Carolina. It's beautiful here.
Yeah, right.
So here we are.
Derek Van is asking what time the jig casting ends. Derek, it's going to be from 8 in the morning until 11 on Sunday. And then afterwards, we're going to go over to Jason Lawler's place. Jason is up there right now, and he's on his way. He wants to meet the famous Greg Brown.
Oh, wow.
Probably wants some fluorocarbon.
Probably.
Yeah, you got to pay for it. And so it'll be 8 to 11, and then we're going over to the after party, and God knows how long that's going to last. I get a little crazy on my third or fourth cup of coffee.
I bet.
Yeah, well, look out. No more dancing naked on tables like when I used to drink something else, but it gets close sometimes. All right, so Jason's on his way. What do you have a story about bombing? And then I'll ask you, doing the microphone doesn't work, or there's got to be some nightmares.
No, technical glitches are always difficult.
Yeah, because it's hard enough, right, to get the audience laughing, and then you get a technical glitch like the mic.
Your mic goes off. One time I was at the Punchline in Atlanta, and the mic, it's like. The wires, if they don't line up right.
Oh, like my podcast this morning that people were complaining about. I'm sorry, we fixed that, I hope.
And so, and you lose the audience, and it's so hard to get momentum back.
Yeah.
And so.
And are you kind of almost, you get hot and sweaty?
Yeah. I mean, the first time it happens, you're just
Yeah, and then you get used to it and learn how to deal with it, right?
Yeah, I mean, you try. I mean, every situation is different and stuff.
Well, you saw my podcast with Sam. We were upside down for the first half, and I thought I handled that beautifully,
you did,
right? Yeah.
You did.
What a nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, there's some tough shows. I don't know. College is really difficult because they're it's usually in an auditorium, that seats 2,000, and there's 55 college kids there, and then you're destined to bomb them.
Yeah, right. So. And how about when you have an audience that's talking? You got a guy that's
real
talking
stuff.
Yeah, you just ignore it.
Yeah, you just kind of plow through. I'm pretty loud too.
Yeah,
but I don't like to talk back to them and address it and stuff. You just if you're funny, you got your jokes, you just kind of keep on grinding.
Was your language blue, or was
no,
it?
No, I was.
You never did that. Oh, it was.
Yeah. Okay, I had a few and stuff, which helps the jokes out and stuff a little bit. But I didn't like to go too.
You want to hear one of my best jokes that I've ever told before? You don't want to hear it.
Let's do it. Let's go for it.
You sure?
I'm ready.
Okay. And I usually ask my Mexican friends this question. But what is the best cheese in Mexico? The best cheese. Do you eat cheese from Mexico?
I do.
Well, then maybe you have the answer.
Oh man, I don't know if the name of it.
Like Jalisco or one of those.
Oh yeah.
No, wrong. The best cheese in Mexico is cheese. Do you know what that means?
No.
Oh, you don't know what that means?
don't.
All right, well, that's... I don't know. Now I don't know if I can tell you what it means. Cheese are a woman's breast.
Okay.
Yeah, so cheese.
Man.
All right, kids, don't repeat after Friedman Adventures.
Cheese.
You get it? Yeah,
Got
cheese.
it. Got it.
Yeah.
I'm on board now.
Yeah, right. I told that joke on I did a Spanish language radio show for 2 years.
Okay.
And I'd see Cucuy. There was a guy, he was a super famous guy, and he loved that joke. So.
Okay.
See, now I know what it's like to bomb.
No. I don't.
Bilingual.
Bilingual.
I'll get you up to speed.
Thank you.
All right, Jason Allen. Yes, sir. My dogs are the best friends and most loyal family members I've ever known. Jeff is crazy about his dogs, and I get it because dogs are, they're the best, man. They're always happy to see you.
They are.
And they're so loving. And I don't have a dog right now, but I had a Doberman that I just love. I love that Dobie because she scared the hell out of everybody. But if you walked in, she'd be in your lap, licking your face and everything else.
I have a Doberman boxer.
You do?
Yep.
Because if you're away from the house and you got your wife and son,
Yep.
and they're young,
Yep.
So I had that situation, and so I never had to worry about it.
No,
and she would. I don't think that dog would have ever bitten anybody.
Of course, yeah.
But she'd bark
That one
and
bark,
scare the
and
hell
that
out of
was it.
people.
Yeah. The ears come up or
Yeah.
like the hackles, and then people are like, "Oh,
I'm out of here.
good,
I'll go
good."
rob another house without a dog.
My dog tore its ACL this last year, and that was a lot more expensive than I thought.
Oh yeah, God, vet bills now.
Oh.
That's a good business to be in,
No, they
isn't
can
it?
just name their own price. They're like,
Oh, I know.
I took a few spools of Opsin to
Oh,
pay that.
how'd that do? Did it mitigate the price a little bit?
I'm trying.
Yeah, really. You got to find a vet that likes to fish.
Yeah.
All right. Derek says, thank you, Jason Lawler. Jason will be here pretty soon, I think. Let's see. I don't know. I failed a college final or two. Captain Awesome Sauce.
Here we go.
Okay.
Captain
Yeah, me too. Mikey V, it'd be amazing to get Bert Kreischer on a party boat and fish. Does he like to fish? Any of those guys like to fish?
No, I don't think so.
No?
But he'd be great on a party boat. I could get Bert Kreischer like 6 years ago, but he's too famous now.
Yeah.
He's selling out 5,000 seat venues, and he's like,
Kicking ass.
yeah. So
I was talking to Mark Paisano, and he was like, "We ought to get like Ted Nugent." And I interviewed Ted many times in the past, and had my son actually ask him some questions. And he's always looking to incite a riot. He's funnier than hell. He's a
so
bright
funny.
guy too.
Very, very bright.
Very bright guy.
Yeah.
But he was on a thing. I had him in a fight with what's his name, Paul, the guy from Greenpeace that was stopping the whaling stuff.
Man, I don't know.
Well, I forget. Paul something. And
Okay.
those two were in a fight. So,
wow.
so Paul would come on my show, and I'd play Ted's,
I know it
Ted
was
saying,
okay.
I'm going to kill. He would just say, I'm going to shoot and kill 10 whales this year just for Paul.
Gosh, yeah.
And then Paul would go, he's an insane.
Right,
So
right,
these
right,
two were
right.
always going at it.
Gosh.
Ted would be good. And then Fonzie. What's his name?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Boy, you're terrible.
I
you
mean,
talk about me never watching
it's your guest.
Seinfeld.
It's your host.
Yeah, I know,
it's
really.
like,
Fonzie, what was his name? Anyway,
Yep.
one of us will remember it in a second.
No, I
We'll get
don't.
through this Joe Biden moment again. And he's a big fly fisherman.
Oh,
So
that's
I
right.
did a nice interview with him, and he was a delightful guy.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Somebody put up there who Fonzie is, please. Help us away. Jason Lawler is 5 minutes away.
5 minutes away.
Oh my God!
Good
Yeah, it's going
countdown.
to get exciting. So, do you miss doing the stand-up stuff?
Yeah, I mean, the older you get, it's just like, it's not sustainable. Like,
Family-wise, or what?
Yeah, family-wise, and just like your soul. It's just like, the problem is with stand-up, it's just like, it's amazing for 1 hour a night, but then the 23 hours of boredom, it's like hard to offset that,
Yeah.
And so it can be a grind.
Yeah. So you're sitting in a hotel room just going insane?
Yeah,
Is that
I
it?
mean,
or
especially where like, you're in a boring part of the country, like the middle
there's
of
nothing to do.
Illinois or Wichita, Kansas. Like, what are you gonna do?
There's nothing to do? Like
No, I mean, you watch every movie.
that-
But you get, you get bored. I mean, especially in wintertime. So,
God, when I had COVID, I came to the conclusion that daytime TV will rot your brain
Yeah.
faster than anything. Oh
Yeah.
my God, the crap that's on
I know.
TV. And I was, of course, sitting there with my jaw, slack jaw, watching this stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
at some point I go, I got to be able to do something else here because
Right.
I'm going insane. But I felt like crap. I wasn't that sick, but I had about 4 days of feeling a little down, and man, brutal.
Yeah, you got to push yourself. Like when you have, when you're on the road, you got to like write and read, and like you really got to stretch yourself out, because if not, you just atrophy and you fall apart.
Absolutely. Ruben Lopez, he's sitting there right now with his family. He's watching you and I. Henry Winkler.
That's it.
Ruben, you are the man. I'm very deeply appreciative. And let's see, get Ted on the Endeavor, Captain Awesome Sauce.
Oh, wow.
Get him on here. Is that what you're talking about?
No, on the Endeavor boat. Is what you're talking about, right?
Oh, I guess. I'm not sure exactly. Okay. All right, Henry Winkler is Fonzie. Jeff Yeomans. He's back with it. All right, let's get back to some serious business here. What are the spool sizes of the smaller size fluorocarbon that you offer?
Spool size. Okay. So I think the smaller. So maybe they're going surf that we're launching on Friday.
Right. The Phil Friedman, the special. Did you get that on there?
Yes. Very small font.
I'll just write it with my pen. Just send them over, and I'll pin it on.
You'll sign each one of them?
Yeah, hell yeah.
The 6 pound, we are 200 yards on that, and then the 10 pound is.
Our master chef just walked in. Jason.
How's it going?
Oh, what do you got there, man?
Oh, I brought food.
Oh, I love this guy.
I brought the yellowtail that we did.
Come on in and say hello to everybody.
Hello, everyone. How's it going, everyone?
All right, Jason, tell everybody what we're doing on May 15th. Do you mind?
No, let's do it.
You sure? What are we doing on May 15th? You may have to get close to me.
Yeah.
Don't kiss me in front of everybody, okay?
Well, first we're going to start off with your event. That's going to start at 8 o'clock at the Casting Pond.
Yeah.
That'll go to 11, and then we'll give you about a half an hour to get all your stuff together, and then head over to our location, which is about 5 minutes away.
Yeah, it's close.
So at 11:30, we'll start that off. So if you're ready for beers, you can do that. If you need coffee or anything like that, we're going to be ready with all of our food going. So it's going to be pretty much a get-together, have a good time, talk fishing, and eat good food, and drink good beers and other libations.
All right, what videos do we have coming up? We've done... Step in here a little bit further so people can see you. You can sit next to me here.
Let me put the food
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll grab a chair.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Jason Lawler.
All right. Now I'm in the conversation.
All right, go ahead.
Cool.
You got a big boomy voice. So
yeah, exactly. So I don't need a mic.
What are we doing? Recipe-wise. Jason is doing our recipes, and he's doing a great job. We just did this garlic parmesan crusted whitefish.
Yep.
That was a huge hit.
Yep.
Then we did seared bluefin.
Yep, we did seared bluefin, a real short one because it's easy. Everybody knows how to do that.
And in the coming days, we have a couple of great ones, right?
Yeah, coming up next, I'm not sure which one we're going to do first, but we did a couple of them. The first one, we're going to do tuna melts. We use bluefin, so it's something to use the stuff you have left in the freezer from last season or something that's been frozen. You pull it out, and it's a way to utilize the fish in a little bit different way as opposed to always doing pokey or seared or that kind of thing. Yeah. So that's the first one. The next one we did is everybody's favorite yellowtail. We did a house-made teriyaki sauce. So we did that. So it's teriyaki marinated, and then a teriyaki sauce with white rice and broccoli. You know, the classic. We're kind of starting off easy on our recipes, and then once we get everybody a little bit more advanced, we'll start getting more into the fun, more advanced stuff.
But you do a great job. We're so happy to have you on board with us.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's just happened by accident.
Do you happen to have any good recipes with Opsin Fluorocarbon?
No, but we're going to start. We're going to start
right?
barding any of the fish that doesn't have enough fat. So we're going to start tying fat with the fluorocarbon on the outside. So that'll be the thing we'll do, and then we'll sous vide it, so that way we don't have to worry about it melting. You know, so we might have that in the future.
Excellent. All right. You can sit here if you want.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I'll sit in on it.
All right, let me see here. We've got, okay. Derek Van, what do you think the local water is going to, when do you think it's going to clear up? Been real muddy since the recent blow. The pier bite completely died. You know, Derek, that's hard to say because now we're going to get into some more wind. And April is like, you know, it's kind of a 50-50 month.
I have it down. I have the answer, actually.
Oh, excuse me. Hold on. What is it?
You just got a text message.
May 3rd.
May 3rd. It's
May 3rd.
Why is that?
I don't have the answers. It's just that's what it said.
Derek, if you believe that.
May 3rd.
What app did you pull that off?
No, it's very top secret.
Once we get away from this wind, I think we're going to be okay. Andrew Deal, great guy. And Andrew says, great show I'll be using my Opsin Fluoro next week for yellowtail.
There we go.
Have you thought of other fishing tackle to get into now that you understand the supply chain and distribution? Andrew's going to Laredo.
Okay.
And he swears that he'll provide photos of his best Opsin catches.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I would love to reshare it. No, I haven't. I've been. We've expanded so much. Like I didn't know we were gonna do 130 pound. We're down to all the way down to 6 pound. So I'm just catching up with inventory and stock and stuff. So
yeah, you got your hands full.
Got my hands full, and I like being very narrow and very niche with products. A lot of line companies have braid and mono, and they carry everything. And I don't know, just being very specific and very focused on one thing.
It's the same for me too, but that's when getting a guy like this who does great work, makes my job easy, and then we can offer these recipes, and that broadens our audience. There's no question about it, because fishing audience kind of can be pretty narrow.
Very narrow.
People that like to cook and eat fish, that gets us out there. So I applaud you.
Well, we don't want you to waste your fish either. I mean, you sit around, oh, what am I going to do with it? And I can cook a very advanced dish, and that's fine and dandy. But for the normal person that catches, a yellowtail, they have 10 pounds of fish. What do you do with it?
Right.
You have those easy go-to recipes that we're going to show you,
100%.
and you'll be able to either feed you and your significant other, or your whole family, or a big group, because that's always a fun thing to do when you catch a 50-pound white sea bass, is to share it with everyone. That's the thing to do.
Sea bass is so good.
I also want him to do I forget, what were we talking about? Fish eyeballs or definitely grunion.
Oh, we're going to do the tuna hearts.
Tuna hearts.
Tuna hearts. We want to get it on one of these trips where we limit out on tuna. We're going to save all the tuna hearts.
And cook them some way,
We're
right?
going to cook them. Yeah. We're going to figure out
Are they going to be good?
They're going to be awesome.
Are you going to eat one?
I'll eat a tuna.
I eat duck hearts. In China, you had duck hearts 24/7 there.
Oh, yeah.
They were good.
Hey,
I like the tuna collars. They're a lot of fun to play with.
Yeah, that's another thing we're going to do. So that's when we get a little bit more
good.
advanced. We'll start how to utilize the bellies and the collars and the heads. That way you can utilize the whole fish, and that's what we hope, is that you're not throwing any fish away. That's why we do the recipes for everybody.
Yep.
So that way you can feed everybody around you, make them happy, and then you're not wasting any fish. Like our bluefin tuna recipe that is going to come out.
Yep.
It's a way to utilize something that isn't as beautiful. It's nothing wrong with the fish.
For sure.
It's just not something you want to make pokey with or
Right.
sear, just because the color's a little bit
Kind of
off.
the tail cut and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Those kind of pieces.
What are we
trim
waiting
off.
for on those recipes, by the way? Some idiot to edit them?
Yeah, it's somebody to edit. Well, I still have to type it out too.
Oh, that's right. It's your
I have to type it
fault.
out, so it's half my fault too.
Why don't you tell everybody out there where you're located so they can come visit you tomorrow?
All right, yes. So
Beforehand.
come out.
We're not kicking you out here, but before I read the next question.
Yeah, well,
on knots
we're
for
open
you.
7 days a week. We are open during the week, pretty much from 4 to 10. On the weekends, we open up at 1 o'clock, and we're open till 10 as well. We're located on 4th Street. If you know the location, it's Retro Row. We're right next to Portfolio Coffee, and Ahi Peruvian Food is right next to us as well.
Yeah, I went in there and said, "Oh, you do Peruvian food?" No, idiot. That's the place next door.
But yeah, we're very easy to find. We are a brewery. We don't brew on site at that location, but it is our full restaurant. Our brewery is located in Torrance, so if you are in that area, you can always go see us in Torrance. Awesome. But it's very easy to find. We have a big sign out front. Definitely come by and see us. I'm there pretty much all the time, except for these next few days, because we're hoping to go out fishing.
Oh, come on, Tucker. Make the call. We want to go.
Well, I've already tried to put in my little, witch doctor thing, so hopefully we'll knock this wind down. And worst case scenario, at least hopefully maybe we can get out there and just get some rock fishing.
Yeah, why don't you get out of here and go do a rosary or something?
I will.
Stay here. Don't go anywhere. All right, let's see. What do we have here? Derek is right, and he's reiterating something I say all the time. We take a step forward and then 2 steps back when it blows. It looks like, man, the fish are going to bite. Tino had that experience. He may drop in here when he gets in here on the Freedom, but I mean, he's been just railing them. 40 yellows, sea bass bites, thresher sharks, which I don't think I've ever seen a thresher caught
at. Too. The picture, that's the
San
picture,
Clemente
right?
Island. I don't remember ever seeing threshers, but I'd have to ask him that, how often that happens. And then today, like 10 in the morning, he goes, you know what, I got to get out of here. It's blowing too much. Derek's absolutely
inside.
right.
Yep, they definitely went inside.
But they still filled the sacks with rockfish and everything else. And they're going to go tonight, and hopefully they'll be able to do it. And once that weather lays down again, they'll get back to it. So that's great. Jason Allen, that's a great idea. Have a favorite recipe at the end of your show to share with everyone. Jason, you can check right now, and his recipes, Jason's recipes, are up there. So please check that out. Wow, stand-up comedian. Let's talk about rejection. Hey, good question. Are you talking about rejection from the audience or from
just in general?
Yeah, really.
Wow.
I haven't thrown you out of here yet.
Rejection. I don't know what you're talking. I don't know. Would like a joke being rejected?
Probably,
or like,
or how difficult that is when the audience turns against you. Or have you ever had that happen?
No, I haven't.
You're too nice a guy.
No, I'm trying to keep it real positive. When you test jokes, it's tricky. So there's certain parts of the set that I would like out of a 20-minute set. Once I got everybody warmed up and like in the groove, minute 12, that's when you can put in your new stuff.
Yeah.
And kind of dabble.
You weren't like pushing the envelope, in terms of being really, you know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes insulting.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
So.
You're not that kind of person.
Nope.
I can see that.
Nope.
You wouldn't tell a joke about cheese.
Nah.
Would you?
No.
Cheese would be out. Did you hear that joke?
I thought Chi-Chis were drinks.
Oh, well, there you go.
Hey, man, Hawaii, man. Chi-Chis, man. That's
It's
what
the
I
best
got.
cheese in Mexico. Chi-Chis. All right.
No, I stick to the hits. Make everybody happy.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Friedman's West Coast recipes. There you are.
Yeah.
Jason's our man
That's
there.
the section right there. So that's perfect. We'll put it up there. And we're going to get all the recipes on my website for the restaurant. And then we'll also get them up on your website, too. So we'll get both on there. So if you need to look back and see what we're doing,
there we go.
attach to the video.
Love it.
Makes it a little bit easier.
I'm going to need one of your guys to help me on the website. Like, too many balls. Right
That's
now.
right. That's right.
Oscar Geronimo. I love you. I'll get another guy down there at Island Fishing Tackle.
Oh, that's right.
What other odd number fluorocarbon, like 12, 17, do you have?
I want 13.
13.
That lucky 13.
I'm Jason. Come on, that's
I
lucky.
like that.
Even though I would never use it unless I'm on the lake or something. But
no, just the 35. It's like kind of our oddest and stuff.
35.
But I like the odd. I like odd numbers.
you know what you do? You do like 1, 2 sports stars. 32 Magic Johnson. that kind of stuff. That's how you can get it. It's like a golf ball, the same thing.
N6 Nguyen asked, right or left? I'm guessing probably, are you conservative or are you lefty or righty?
I'm kind of in
you're right down the middle, right?
I'm pretty in the middle.
You know what happens when you go right or left? You lose 50% of your audience.
That's right. Especially stand-up. Learn that real quick.
Oh, my God. And the way things are now, there used to be a time when the three of us, you could be for candidate A, you could be for candidate B, I could be for candidate C. We'd argue and blah, blah, blah. And then we'd go over to your place and have a coffee or a beer.
Yep.
And we're all buddies and no problem. But those days are
gone.
Long gone.
Yep.
Aren't they?
So isolated.
It's
just
so
so
sad.
divided and like you can't have a conversation about any political topic or it has to be heated.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And when I was in high school, I was on the debate squad, and you learned to debate both sides of an issue.
And listen and learn.
And listen and learn, and boy, oh boy, people are dug in. They've got a
That's the
narrative.
They don't listen to the other side or anything because when you negotiate anything, you always got to find the middle. So
when you find an answer that both sides kind of don't like, you found the right answer.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Hey, we saw it with baseball, right?
There you go.
That's right. Right there, just a month ago.
So Jason Allen makes a tasty chimichurri sauce.
Oh, I love chimichurri.
How do you make that?
There's a couple different ways. It's basically.
Hey, can you guys hear him okay out there, by the way? I think you can.
I'm sure.
Yeah, you got a loud voice.
I'll talk a little louder.
Don't get too close to
me. Oh, I smell like food. Watch out.
Yeah, really. Are you going to have some of this yellowtail later?
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah, definitely. I brought enough for everybody.
Yeah,
but I didn't bring silverware, though, so we got to eat with our hands like cavemen.
Oh, perfect. That's the way I like
That's
it.
why I think I was running out the door to get here. Oh, man, I forgot the silverware.
They probably have something up front there.
Exactly.
Are you going to give them some in the office?
I brought four of them, and we can all share.
Oh, so. Janelle and Tony are going to love you.
Yep, definitely. Yeah. I brought enough for everybody. So it's actually the recipe that we did for our filming yesterday.
Oh, perfect.
So.
Chimichurri. We'll go.
All right, so chimichurri. Chimichurri is a very basic sauce. You can always add some little extra things to it, but it's pretty much like some red chilies, parsley, garlic, olive oil, a little bit of vinegar, And then I've heard of people putting basil and a few other things like that in it. It's a great sauce. I'm actually doing a Star Wars dinner on the 4th. May the 4th be with you. I'm actually going to do some chimichurri flavored oil. So that'll be on one of the dishes with, we're calling it a sarlacc tentacle.
Oh, wow.
But it's going to be some octopus that's going to be changed color and something fun.
I haven't watched very many Star Wars shows either.
Or Seinfeld. They're really.
I know. I'm really my pop culture. I lack there a little bit.
Well, there's so many now. Jeez, man, we're going into Mandalorian and everything else. I mean, shoot,
I can fricking you give me an episode of the Three Stooges. And I can give you the lines. I can tell you what Mo said, what Larry said, what Curly said. If Shimp's in the episode, I got it all down. I've got a PhD in Three Stoogeology.
Worst brag ever.
Maybe, but it's true.
It dates you for sure.
You're loud and clear, by the way. Oscar Geronimo says he's late to the podcast. We forgive you.
Mr. Right, I just got here too, so I was late as well.
He brought food,
welcome.
so.
Yeah, but he brought food. You didn't bring anything.
I was smart. I was smart.
Is there a story about how you guys thought about magnetic in the Opsin spools? I'd like to know. That's a great addition to keep your
lines.
Yeah, whatever it is, in check and neat. Keep everything. Is there a story there?
Well,
I mean, is it an interesting story?
I just barely saw that they have that now.
It's pretty bitchin', right?
Yeah, I was like, that's freaking cool. I'm used to using a piece of sticker or putting my own, like this one, right? You just put a rubber band on it, it's horrible. Like, and now I just lately saw that it's a great new innovation to what we're always trying to move on.
Right,
Yeah, appreciate it. I mean, the backstory was just like, I had the product, it was in November, and I was trying to figure out, like, for 35 cents, like, how can I improve my product?
Yeah, make it
it's
different.
all about 1%, 2% gains along the way and stuff. And the quote that I like to talk about is my wife was getting frustrated because I was working at night, 10. I start at 10, I'd work till 2 a.m. and I'd go to sleep and stuff. And she's like, you're never going to come up with any great ideas drinking beers at 1 a.m. And now I'm like, I beg to differ.
I'll second that motion.
And I think that the magnets and the concepts all kind of came together on my refrigerator. You just kind of tinker around at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was trying to think of ways I could connect it, and then they have these consistent little cavity in the center, and then we're off, and so applied for a patent and everything. So.
That's awesome. Yeah. Hey, let's all three of us welcome Abraham Esparza, first timer. Hello, gents. Abraham, welcome, my friend. It's good to see you here. Jason Allen, Phil, how are your boys doing? Haven't seen them in a while. They're doing their own thing over there at Bass Bros, so Dad is on his own. But they're doing great. Philip got married here recently. When was that? Probably like 6 months ago.
It was a month or two ago.
Yeah, right. Oh, you were on? Okay.
I was there, in the background.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Andrew Deal was there, so he can. It was a great wedding. He married a wonderful girl. And then Patrick is going to get married in November. That's going to be in Florida.
Okay.
The girl that he's marrying, Kaylin, I conned Patrick into coming to China to teach with me. And he met Kaylin there, and she's an American.
Okay.
Yeah, not a Chinese or a Russian or,
All right.
And so they're going to get married in November. So that wedding, I'll be there. And I haven't been to Costa Rica for so long that I think it's close enough. Flip over there to Costa Rica. And I'm thinking about going back to Crocodile Bay and doing a little fishing down there.
Rough.
My wife's already told me, no, Felipe. No. And I'm like, wait, what's the problem? And then I started looking at her and she, I did marry a Costa Rican girl. Felipe, don't go looking for a mas joven. I'm a younger. No, mi amor. Mas, never.
Just bring me, I'll take care of it.
Yeah, really.
Don't worry.
Really. Do you have a question for Greg about fluorocarbon? Do you use fluorocarbon?
Oh, I use fluorocarbon all the time. I'm a short top shot guy that uses, braid. So that's what I like to do. 30 pound is my go-to.
Do you think, does it give you an advantage?
Oh, definitely gives you an advantage for sure. I just always my question would be, I always use clear and that, does color matter that much? I know people are using red, even on their braid is red and those kind of things. I mean, I just got some braid and it's light blue. That's all they had, so I got it, but I mean.
Well, braid, you can be any color.
Definitely.
I like the bright colors on the braid to kind of follow your line. So the test that we saw was that when they start putting dyes into fluorocarbon, the dye breaks down the fluorocarbon itself. And so when you see a line that
pink, You see pink a lot.
Yeah, degrades and stuff. You know, I mean, that's a concern for me. I mean, because I was tempted to, you know, put dye in the line if it had, you know, a significant advantage.
Yeah.
Stuff. But
well, yeah, if we're using it all the time too, it doesn't matter because we're going through it. But that person that has their 50 or 60 pounds sitting in their tackle box for 2 years, you don't use it very often. That's where that comes into play.
Yeah, kind of breaks down a lot.
Yeah,
what about storing your fluorocarbon? Do you keep it in a shady area? Is that
I
important?
do. Yeah, we just did some tests and stuff. I mean, you know, definitely out of sunlight and stuff. And but yeah, we took a microscope, and so we put the fluorocarbon out in this direct sun for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then like shaded area and stuff. Mono breaks down like is atrocious.
Yeah.
But the fluorocarbon, I mean, it got a little cloudy, but tensile strength kind of stayed the same.
Really?
So like we were like super happy with
For
that
how
stuff.
long did you?
1 week, full sunshine.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, really?
well, 12 hours a day.
So
of
if you
sunshine.
keep it in the shadowy areas,
Yeah. You
how
know,
long?
Keep it in your bag.
people are like really superstitious about like where they keep it and stuff. And,
Really? What have you heard?
Refrigerator, very popular.
Really?
They're like humidor, you know, for cigars and stuff.
Really?
I think I'm gonna start doing that.
Really?
Hey,
What?
man.
Smoking cigars or?
Yeah, smoking cigars and having a humidor to keep all my, just like
Fluorocarbon.
baseball keeps all their baseballs in humidor,
That's
so
right.
I might as well keep my fluorocarbon, you know?
I think there's a market here, man. I might get
Yeah,
into
yeah.
that fluorocarbon humidor
Container.
market. Yeah.
Business, yeah.
That's
Well, I'll
the
get
new one.
that Friedman
That's my
Adventures on
case.
some damn thing here
Yeah.
pretty soon.
And the cool information I like read about keeping in a garage of like mono and braid and stuff can pick up a lot of smells.
Oh.
So like people they had this like device that tracked scents and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it was like so since mono is like very porous. We would pick up like gasoline smells and like
Really?
your garage smells and stuff
Wow,
like that.
that's
So
crazy.
with all my
So-
fish,
so
so
you
that
gotta-
way it'll, attract.
That's a good
Oh,
idea.
Hey,
So,
new way.
so you got to kind of keep that stuff away from like, it's your braid, all that stuff can kind of soak it up, which is like real fast.
Jason Allen is asking, do I have, I think it's me, do I have any Mexico Baja trips coming up in the fall season? I do. We're planning some stuff right now, and I'm hoping you'll be able to join us. Maybe a Playa Saldamondo takeover. Playa Saldamondo is this beautiful place down the Baja coast. And I've been driving down there for 50 years and drove by it every single time. It's just like right before you get to Ensenada, but if you miss the turn, you're screwed. It's gone. And there's great surf fishing down there. Now, we were surf fishing there recently. Andrew Deal and I did a road trip. And, it's rocky as hell.
Yeah.
So you start losing your tackle like crazy. So I was talking to Eddie Leland, an old captain. I don't know why I didn't think of this. He's absolutely right. Well, there's two things that he suggested that he's done in the past. One, using kind of a bobber.
Yeah.
So you just toss it out there. Those frickin' barred perch are like that. You'd kill them doing that.
I did that in Hawaii.
Yeah, you'd kill them.
Yeah.
And the other thing, don't use a sinker. You know what he does?
What?
He takes these little bags, basically, fills them with sand, and casts that out there. If he loses a little sand, not bad for the environment, and he gets some biodegradable things, so you're
bags
not
and
polluting
stuff.
the environment.
Oh, that's awesome.
I want to go down there and try. But Jason, yeah, we're definitely going to do that. And there's a hotel down there called the Del Mar Inn, and it's in Rosarito Beach. My friend Gerardo runs the place, so he's built this beautiful bar. Yeah, I got to take you.
Yeah, we're going down there for sure,
This bar and this grill, and if you catch a fish, or you can go down to the fish market, and the prices down there are ridiculous.
So cheap.
$6 for a kilo of halibut, fresh halibut, $3 a pound.
Crazy.
So anyway, you bring it to him, and he cooks it for you.
awesome.
And I'm not. I think there's a minimal charge.
Yeah.
He's looking to make some money on the bar.
Of course, yeah.
That. So we're going to do a live or a podcast. I don't know if it's live or recorded, and do the first time that they grill the fish.
That's gonna be cool.
And I know, well, thank God my wife doesn't watch any of these things, because he was saying, I'll invite some of the girls from the clubs, and they'll just kind of walk in and out of the shot in the background. And I'm thinking,
So we get viewers.
that's a good idea, right?
Yeah, we get viewers.
You told me that was gonna happen for this podcast. And
then I showed up.
and then
Yeah.
you showed up.
Oh, man.
Where's your wig?
I know, right?
Yeah, really. So anyway, I think that'll be
gonna be
fun.
great.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
that should be fun. So we're looking forward to that. And I know, Jason, you'd be into that. Mikey B, curious to know how necessary it is to rinse salt off the spool
The most
after
important.
a trip.
The
Huge.
most important. I take
right?
a bottle of water, and as soon as we're done fishing, I pour it over. Or even break down my reels and rinse them in the sink. That's how I get down
It's
to it.
huge. It's huge. And in fact, you know, we were talking about storing tuna, like the knife jigs and all that.
Yep.
Should rinse that stuff off too.
Yeah. You
it's
know
really
what I
important,
found
Mike.
that is better is using alcohol pads. Since alcohol evaporates almost like instantaneously. And it's astringent and it cleans really well.
Oh, okay.
So, because I wanted to test how, my theory was like, how salt water, when it dries on your line, like does it change like how light, you know, refraction of it?
Yeah,
like
right.
can fish see it more? And so, I was amazed when I took some alcohol pads and I cleaned the line after it dried, like how much salt kind of came off on the pad.
Really?
Yep.
Well, that salt's like rock too, so it's going to be abrasive on all of that.
Yeah.
So.
But like think about, you know, if you have perfectly clear line and then salt dries on it, or like sea kelp, oil from the boat, like that stuff will sit on the line.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You know, for
all that diesel and the...
for a 2-cent alcohol pad, I think it's a great.
It's a great idea.
And I think it's better than regular water.
Do you hear that sound?
Oh, the Freedom's
You know what
back.
that is?
The Freedom's coming in.
Tino Valentine is
There you go.
arriving.
8:15.
And guess what? It's going to be your job to go out there and talk him in here tell him to come in for 5 minutes.
Oh man, he's gonna punch me.
Yeah, he might. You're not. Wait a minute. He's probably dead tired. He's been working. Phil Friedman wants you on the show.
Leave me
Tell
alone.
Phil Friedman to go F himself.
Who are you? Get out of here.
I sent him a note, so I asked him to come in, but maybe we'll send you out there in a little bit if we. It'd be nice to hear from him.
He can take my chair. It's no problem. I'd like to hear from
No,
him.
yeah, well, we can all squeeze in. He's
He's
going
quite the
there.
comedian as well.
He's
so.
hilarious. Did you ever see the sheep's head call he did?
Oh yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah, did you?
Put that
I
on the
didn't.
back to back of his tying his 1 second dropper loop,
I heard about that.
which I want to learn how to do now that I see
Yeah.
how he did it. So.
He'll bet $100 to anybody to test him on that. He tied a dropper loop in 6 seconds?
No, not even. It was like 1 second or something, like a whoop, and done.
It was amazing.
It was
crazy.
so fast, I couldn't believe it.
I can't believe you haven't seen the sheep's head call. I mean, everybody has seen the. Screw Seinfeld. You haven't seen the sheep's head call on the Phil Friedman show?
Oh man,
I
I'm in
mean,
trouble now.
Yeah, you are.
Oh boy.
I'll send it to you
It's
later.
definitely comedy,
Yes, it's pretty good, isn't it?
and it works 100% of the time.
All right. Abdul Fortana says, cut your leader.
When? How?
I don't know.
No, I change my leader every.
I change
every
it
night.
Abdul, we
Every
need
night,
some
as soon as
clarification,
it's-
my friend.
As soon as there's a fray on it, it's
Oh,
gone.
okay, that's
So,
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I would think.
Abdul,
When you do it,
good idea.
hey,
Yeah.
I will even cut off some and retie my hook every fish. Well, I use circle hooks a lot, so I don't have that problem all the time. But if there's any little fray, I'll change.
Well, if you don't, and this is what Abdul is driving at, you're going to lose a trophy fish.
Yep.
You know, and it's not worth it. All the money and time and everything you invest, you might as well go with the best.
For
Opsin Fluorocarbon.
3 cent this much long to chop it off, or I use short top shots, so it's not very much. I mean, a lot of people like to wind on, 30 yards or whatever, so as far as they cast, but I'm a short guy. I like it to be short, I like it to be just as long, and I like to have my thumb burned with braid. You know?
If Tino does come in here, by the way, a little applause. If I had a guy that was back there, I'd have him push the button and do the applause. But you two, we'll all do it, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. For that guy,
he's not
always.
coming in here. Hey, whatever. How I thought we were going to do some skits or something. Weren't we going to do some funny Opsin Fluorocarbon
I was going to do.
I was
The
the Coast Guard doing something.
Coast Guard,
Yeah, right. What was the premise of that one, or do you want to not let that out?
No. You were going to play a Coast Guard. The Coast Guard, that takes all the calls from ships, and then the premise.
Coast Guard Radio Long Beach goes in, and then there's the Coast Guard.
A guy who was going to call you panicked. He's on Catalina Island, and he has not caught any fish, and he was calling into you to send a mayday, to get advice.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. And
when are we going to do that?
No, I have a lot of big ideas,
Hey,
but
we'll
it's
parachute
like,
no time. Carbon onto them, and you do it that way.
There you go. I love it. So here's the clarification on the right or left. Right or left cheese?
Right.
I'll go left cheese. I'm left-handed, so I'll do a left cheese.
Left cheese. Was this talking about Mexican cheese?
Well, I'm not.
I think so.
Now we need more clarification off the
Right or
clarification.
left cheese? Cheese you're talking about?
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, I guess.
Both, right? Right and left.
Depends on if you're right-handed or left-handed,
I
like
didn't
I
know.
said.
I didn't know I had to pick one.
Right, exactly. My other favorite one was, there's a bird, honestly there is, called the Mexican brown booby. So I used to tell everybody how crazy I was about Mexican brown booby. Now, is that a problem? I don't think so, right?
Depends
Are you a bird watcher?
Oh, all the time.
Well, there you are.
I got binoculars when I'm on the boat constantly. So
I'm an ornithologist is the word, I think, right? Yeah. All right, I'm going to get in trouble here tonight.
You are.
Yeah, really. You're the stand-up
now,
comedian.
but I'm maybe of a bad influence on you.
Yeah, I think you are.
Because I'm trying to push her.
And I'm trying to compete.
And you're trying to go back to like, hey, let's talk about the Three Stooges. I'm like, come on, Phil. Bring it back.
Did you like the Three Stooges?
A
little crude, right? I mean, poking in the eyes. It's not exactly highbrow humor.
That's not highbrow humor.
No,
Yeah.
but I love it.
Nah, I'm sure.
The funniest. Do you like the Three Stooges?
Sure, I like the Three Stooges.
Yeah, what's not to like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, man. There's no words to be spoken. It's all action.
Yeah, exactly.
Comedy,
Is there?
It's a boo, 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 that kind of stuff.
Love it. Is there any species of fish that you wouldn't use fluorocarbon for?
I mean, there is. I mean,
Is there?
I preach, listen, I think a lot of...
Maybe, right? Yeah.
I think a lot of the bigger fluorocarbon companies, the big ones, I think they did a disservice to fluorocarbon.
Saying that you got to use it.
Yeah, you have to, and they preached it like to the weekend warrior in Florida fishing for snapper. Or like a lot of the bottom fish and stuff like that, and it's like, oh, it separates. It's a big difference between this and mono and stuff. And for those bottom fish that they don't see very good, or it's a reaction bite, like it doesn't make that big of a difference.
Yeah.
And so, I would never get up here and tell it's superior in other ways and then mono and a lot of other lines and stuff. So I want to be authentic and stuff. So so I think a lot of like bottom fish, I think you could switch it out. I don't know if you'll see that huge of a difference.
The good news and the bad news about tonight is,
What's that?
Good news is we're having a great time. There's more questions coming in. I'm enjoying you here. Jason's added a lot to tonight.
Here we go.
The bad news is that the Freedom leaves at 10, so I won't have Tony or anybody saying, hey, you guys got to kind of wind it up at 9:30. We can just keep going till midnight.
Wow.
If we have questions coming in, we will continue to do the show, right?
Beers. Jeez. I was trying to rush here. I thought I was late.
Oh, what's wrong with you? All right, we do. Abdul.
But back to that last question.
Oh, go ahead.
We were talking about, if there's a fish that you shouldn't use fluorocarbon. It really has to do with the style of fishing you're doing, because sometimes you want the give of mono, and sometimes you want the non-give. Like I like to fish rock fishing with fluorocarbon, just because I have a light tipped pole.
You feel the
bites.
bites.
I can feel the bite. I can feel it when it hits a rock. I can feel those things. Whereas the lame man that's not fishing all the time doesn't get it. You want to have that little where the fish bites, it doesn't pull the hook right away. Those kind of things. And like if you're fishing a real heavy rod without a fast tip, you're going to want to fish, maybe more mono as opposed to something that doesn't stretch at all. So it has its bonuses. Or if you're in the kelp, you want to use something because it's going to cut through, those kind of things.
Right.
So it really depends on what style you're doing and not necessarily the fish you're catching.
Right.
So, and your equipment you're using.
Yep.
So.
You agree with that?
Yeah, 100%.
You can disagree with
No,
that.
no, those are great.
Pardon me, chef.
No, those are great.
Well, it's tough.
He's right.
I love fishing fluorocarbon and doing that, and I do it for a reason. And then other times it's like, what's the point? I want to have some stretch, when you're, you're not using fluorocarbon when you're trolling because you want some stretch,
Yeah, right.
You may have some fluorocarbon on your to your jig, but you have the stretch on the mono.
Yeah, you need that little cushion, like.
Yeah, I do braid and then mono and then top shot it.
Yep.
Yeah,
See, if you go to this guy's bar, look at the kind of conversations you can have. He's an avid fisherman. Really. Abdul is, I haven't seen questions from him before, but I can tell you're a great guy. Heaviest pound test fluoro leader for live bait. I don't know if that's what you provide or recommend or what.
Heaviest for live bait.
130 is your heaviest, right?
Yeah, but for live bait.
60, it would be tough. I mean, it's all about throwing out into the guides,
I mean, we have a 75, but yeah, I like the 50 pound.
You got a 75?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that number. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
You would. You always fish that heavy gear.
I do. I fish 100-pound on the
He's
yard.
old school rock fisherman.
I know,
With the winder on the rail.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I think 50 pounds is a good sweet spot for kind of suppleness of the line is really important because that's what translates to like making your bait presentation look the best.
Right.
So.
And I know how big the bait is too.
Yeah,
you got
true.
a big bait, you can use a little heavier too because you can get it to go.
I know Tino was fishing. He was recommending or saying that they were biting a 60 pound on these fish that he's been catching, fishing dropper loop
Awesome.
and catching yellows. And so, sometimes, we're out on Cortez Bank. I like fishing heavies. Right?
Oh, you don't want to get them into the into the rocks. You want to turn that fish around. You're going to get a moss back, and you're going to have to turn them around, and that's the way to do it.
100%. Jason Allen, could you use Opsin fishing for rainbow trout, carp, and catfish? Sure, right?
You could, yeah.
Why not?
I'll say no on rainbow trout only because I use 2 pound.
Yeah, no.
That's the only reason why.
Yeah, rainbow are real finicky and stuff.
Man.
And that's, I don't know if I could ever, I don't know. It's a different league to produce line that's that thin and
Strong still.
Yeah, it's really difficult. I don't know if I can go the rainbow. Catfish. I think they're better off. Catfish have very bad vision, so they're not line sensitive by any means and stuff. So
you can fish with a rope.
Yeah, really?
So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. They sense out everything and they can kind of feel it and stuff. And,
so they're Opsin. They don't have a lot of
Yeah,
Opsin.
they don't have a lot of options in their eyes.
I learned something tonight.
Yeah.
Abraham is going to go fishing locally this Saturday. He's thinking Long Beach or the 150, maybe the Horseshoe. Should I target rockfish at this time? You can, but I would definitely, Abraham, try to get on a rock or two and see if you can't scratch off some sand bass or calico bass.
Yeah.
Why not? Give that a shot when you're on a smaller boat, as you're going to be. You can pull that
off.
You might see some
around
gar.
the green buoy or something,
Yeah,
you're gonna have to watch the weather, and this wind has definitely dirtied the water, reduced water temperatures, so it does make a surface bite kind of difficult. But you can always fall back on the rockfish, give that surface bite, and a really good spot is up there at Point Furman. That place, time and time again, produces all the time. Every time we go. I had to go with Tom Durr on his little yacht out here, the Judith Ann. Man, I'll tell you, it's always good.
It's so rocky and all the kelp out there. You see all the commercial lobster fishermen out there. During the season, there's a reason why.
Yeah, and Jason makes there you are. Jason makes a great point where you see those lobster pots or those buoys.
Yep.
They're dropping those where there's structure.
Those are rocks.
It's a good place to fish.
If you're out on your boat and you see those, mark them.
Yeah, exactly.
You can kind of see them on your thing, but mark them where you see a lot of them, and those are going to be the bigger rocks.
Yep.
I do that. You might as well, take their advantage to your advantage.
Of course.
100%. Yeah, absolutely. So what's the future hold for you?
Oh, man. I'm just thrilled to be growing as much as we are right now. So, I can't wait to get into retail.
When is that going to happen? Are you in any store?
No.
All online?
All online.
Nice.
Which is great.
Because his sales went so crazy that he couldn't provide. He's got
they want big cases of everything. One into one.
That's it. And it's just about scaling for us. I'm happy with where we're at right now. I'd like to add maybe a couple more SKUs, a 200 pound. But I think we have kind of everything covered where we want. And then, I'm just gonna stay in my lane. I don't know. I think a lot of there's gonna be a lot of traps in businesses where you keep trying to grow, or you think you're oh, I need to get into the swim bait business, or you look forward to the next thing when maybe I just need to just focus on fluorocarbon and keep it going.
Yeah, exactly. Do you want to run out and see if you can grab?
Yeah, I'll see what's up.
Gary, do you know Gary? Gary Woodrum?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, see if any one of those guys can give us 5 minutes, 10 minutes. All right, stop yawning. Are you yawning?
No. I
saw you yawn.
No, I was just taking in more oxygen.
It me? Oh.
No. I was taking in more oxygen to.
There's people that are loving this show.
I know, we're crushing it.
Yeah. Abdul, hey, I like this guy. Abdul, I haven't seen. He says, love this podcast. Here, first time tuning in. Thank you so very much, Abdul. We both, you get somebody new. Yeah, right? And they're learning about your great product
and they're learning about your personality and
it's terrible, right?
Quirks,
Be the last time he ever watches this show, unless you're back on again. Charles Zimmer says, does fluoro act differently in green water than in clear water? Does it refract differently? Tino Valentine! Hey, we're going to answer that in a second. Do you mind sitting here for 5 seconds? I know you're tired.
I'm tired. I got puffy eyes.
Just sit here for 1 second.
Oh,
look at this guy.
At least go down down there. I can be back in 5-10 minutes.
Perfect. What are you going to do? Take a shower? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe splash some eyes. What's up? How you doing? Good.
Yeah, definitely. Come back. We just want
to
a quick.
leave some instructions for a few people and everything like that.
Yeah.
And then come back. I was just
I promise.
saying goodbye to my friends.
He hasn't seen the sheep's head call, but I promise I'm not going to ask you to do it
Oh
tonight.
hell no! You want me to do that again?
Hell yeah!
I'll do that on a private thing, maybe.
Yeah, really.
No more than that. I've gotten so much shit. Jesus Christ! Maybe that shark. That's as close to the sheephead call as it gets.
Yeah, it is.
What kind of fish is that?
A mako shark.
That's a mako.
You know where I got that?
No.
I was in Rosarita Beach in some weird store, and there's a couple of twin girls that run the store, and I go, "You got any fishing stuff in here?" She said, "I got some shark heads," and I go, "Oh, I want those." Yeah.
Wow, I'll be damned.
They're pretty cool, right?
Did I ever tell you the great white shark joke?
Oh no.
The great white shark.
Well, if you're going to tell it, you got to be over here near this microphone. Everybody wants to hear it.
It's not on TV. We're not live.
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, God dang it! No.
Look.
Mine is rude, crude, social.
Oh, yeah, you got to be careful, man.
Yeah, no, I can't say that one.
Go say goodbye to your friends and then.
I will. We'll see you.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, Tino Valentine.
There you go.
Hey, everybody, you can't go anywhere now. Tino Valentine will be back. Great job, Jason.
I found him.
Yeah,
Great
we
job.
got him. All right, Charles Zimmer. Does fluoro act differently in green water? Charles is getting angry. He doesn't care about Tino
Yeah,
Valentine.
he's getting really mad.
Yeah. Does it act differently? Refract differently?
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the question. I don't
Know the answer to that.
Yeah, I don't know the answer.
Will you do some scientific
yeah,
tests
I'm
for
gonna
Charles?
Yeah,
and
I'll
let
do
us
some
know?
work. I'll do some work.
Will you
If
honestly?
it's green, the light's not going to go through it as much, so you're not going to see it as much. So that's what I would say, from green to clear.
Yeah.
Now, if you disagree with Jason, please. do
No, no,
it.
no.
I
I
mean,
mean,
that's
I'm
a
like,
guess.
If
That's
we
a
can get a
guess.
fight going there,
you know, though, I don't know. I don't know if when green water, if the light comes in a different kind of angle sometimes with it, but it shouldn't have that.
wavelength.
Yeah, I don't know. So I would say no, but I'm going to dig down into it.
all right, that great white shark joke was going to be brutal. I
Yeah,
guess.
it's gonna
Thank
be,
God I told
yeah.
them we were on live, so
You
we're
just
not
thought
kicked
we're
off
just
YouTube.
like three dudes just
Yeah,
talking
we're just
ourselves.
sitting there. We're not that desperate for
Come on
you know.
now.
Yeah, let's see. Abdul, shout out to Valentine. Yeah, he loves
Wow.
Tino Valentine.
Tino.
Hey, Abdul, he'll be here in just a little bit, so hang on, everybody. April Bean, thumbs up. Loving you
go.
guys, both of you guys. Me, not so much,
Hey,
but
you know.
you two guys,
That's okay. We're
yeah.
carrying it.
They're all over it. Yeah, it'll be interesting to ask Tino if they've been catching many fish on fluorocarbon.
Can't wait.
You could cross your fingers that he says
I
yes.
know. Now he's just like,
Fluorocarbon, hell
just,
no, that doesn't.
just braid the hook. That's all you need.
Brain to hook.
Yeah.
He loves your product because I think you gave him, or I gave him some.
I've given
I
a
think
lot
you
of product
shipped it to
going on.
him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you
right.
did.
That's
right? Yeah.
Yep. I remember. now.
And he used it and loved it. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Good.
I'm
Great.
sure he'll have good things to say about it. So, as we, what kind of trips do you have coming up? Sponsored trips?
Yes.
And you're going to be on them?
Yep. Oh gosh.
Okay.
Man, I gotta circle back. I'm
Oh, you're like Jinsaki.
One
Circle
is
back.
with a. Yep. I'll have to me dig deep on it. And man, we're sponsoring a lot. I mean, I don't think for the first year if somebody reached out for Opsin to sponsor their charter trip, like I didn't say no to anybody.
Oh, right, right.
So that was great. And now it's kind of coming full circle. And now we're like taking on bigger
So
roles,
many
more
that
and more
you
projects
like, yeah.
and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, when you were sitting there and you were trying to remember, it reminds me of a Three Stooges line.
Oh,
When
does
Curly
it?
used to say, I'm trying to think, but nothing's happening.
that's exactly what
No,
happened. The gears
just
are like,
kidding. Yeah, exactly. Jason, or do we have, what else are we doing in the future in terms of cooking?
Cooking. Oh man, well it depends on what we catch. So hopefully we
Hey,
get a
maybe
white
you
sea
can
bass.
bribe Tina with
Oh, yeah,
some
definitely.
yellowtail.
Yeah, that'll
Probably
be-
the last thing. He's probably looking for
yeah.
a piece of prime rib or something.
Exactly. He's probably got a freezer full of it.
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to give it away. But hey, you know when it's good, it's good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but we got all kinds of great stuff
Oh yeah,
planned,
it's
right?
all going to depend on what's coming up with catching.
Yeah.
You know, we're catching yellowtail, so we'll do some more of that. White sea bass, we'll do that.
What's your favorite fish?
Do
you have a favorite,
I
or
like
you-
yellowtail.
Yeah.
I mean, but I was living in Hawaii for a little bit, and I mean, I like mungchung.
Uh-huh.
It's something that I really like.
What is it?
It's a deep water fish
Mhm.
with a real hard scale on the outside. It's kind of black, dark color.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's really deep
Mungchung.
water.
Have you ever heard of that?
no.
Yeah, they catch it on longliners, and it's a round, like a tile fish looking.
Oh, okay.
And
You mean I think whitefish are a member of the tilefish family. Does it look like that?
Well, it's a little bit more like fat and round.
Okay.
Well, not round, but the shape of it. It's a narrow fish. You get probably about an inch of meat. per slab, so it cooks really well. It's a specialty there.
Yeah.
And I've never been able to get it anywhere but there. The long
Is
liners
it
bring it
super
in.
fatty? And
No, it's very white and firm because of deep water fish. I mean, I would say it's kind of like halibut, but even maybe a little firmer. Not quite what marlin is, but and very white and light. It's something that when you catch it, you share it.
One of my first jobs coming out of culinary school, I was breaking down monkfish. That was my only job.
Oh, really?
And it was disgusting.
Really?
It was
Why?
Just, yeah, they're
slimy
just like
skin that's-
slimy.
yeah.
They're like prehistoric and slimy, and they have an odor to them
Yeah.
that is just like putrid.
You know, I was in a sushi bar 25 years ago. I can't remember. And Mrs. Kim, she was from Korea, and she was our go-to. Her and her husband.
Cool.
And she sneaks out from behind the bar and comes over and whispers in my ear and goes, "Philip, you want to try monkey liver?" And I go, "Monkey liver? Okay, sure, I'll try it." And then so she's back there, and then all of a sudden she looks at me and she has this horrified look on her face. She runs out and she goes, "Monkfish liver."
Yeah.
And I go, either way.
I like how flexible you are.
I'll
You're
try
like,
it.
I'm
I'll
going
try
with it.
I'm pretty much that way. We got a question for Jason. For Chef
Awesome.
Jason, you
my
get
first question. Perfect.
okay from one chef to another. Stephen Ennis, is there any fish in particular that you have had problems with, or prefer not to cook? Have you had problems with a fish before? I have.
Not really problems. I would say like the thinner and the smaller the fish, the problem.
Why? Because it's hard to keep it moist?
Not to keep it moist. It's just if you start to overcook it, it kind of falls apart. I mean, I've tried to like fry like sand dabs before, and it kind of falls apart. Whereas like a yellowtail or you have a thicker fish. I would say the problem. I don't have a problem because I know how to deal with it. But I think the problem most people have is when a fish is a little thicker and they try to do it in a pan, it overcooks because they try to cook it all the way through. And also they take the fish. Everybody's scared the fish is going to go bad. They cook it being super cold, and you don't even do that with a steak. You want it to be, or when you do a prime rib, you want it to be kind of not, room temperature, so it cooks correctly.
Yeah, right.
And then use your oven to your advantage. If you have a fish, they say, you sear it on the outside, throw in the oven for every inch. It's about 10 minutes cooking time, so you do that thing. So that's what I think problems happen. I love steak and seafood, so it's very few times I have a problem doing fish.
Yeah. I got I saw a recipe for prime rib and I tried it. It wasn't bad. You have your prime at room temp, so you got it out there for about 4 hours. See if you like this, right? And then you preheat to 500, and you cook it 6 minutes to a pound, and then you turn it off and let it sit in there for 2 hours.
Oh, you could probably do that.
Pretty good, man.
Yeah, you could probably
It came
do
out
it.
all right.
I mean, it all depends on how big and fat around it is.
Yeah.
I mean, when it's room temperature, when you throw it in, it's definitely going to cook, residual cook into it. I mean, when you go to a buffet, now they're starting buffets again finally. But if you go to Vegas and you get the prime rib, they're sous videing them, which is they're cooking them to 130 degrees, pretty much medium rare, in a bag, and then they're cutting them open and slicing them to order. So that's a way that you're kind of doing the same thing, where you're kind of getting a color on it at 500 degrees, and
right.
letting it sit in there, and the carryover cooking's finishing it off.
Right.
So it really just depends on how big it is, but that's a great way to do it. Or you can do it backwards, where you throw it in the oven, to cook it at, at 325 for that same amount of time per pound.
Yeah.
And then you bump it to 500 degrees to sear the outside.
that
or you
sounds
do
good,
it
too.
first. There's a million ways to skin a cat. And that's why we're kind of doing these tutorials and then giving you different options. Whether you're cooking for just us 3 or we're cooking for 10, there's different ways. I can just sear it and be done for us, or if we're cooking for 10 people, we got to, sear it, put it on a sheet pan, finish it off, so that way we're all eating at the same time.
He's going to be invited back more often. He brings a
yes.
big bag of food. Well, you brought a big bag of fluorocarbon.
Hey,
everybody's
both ways.
that's great.
we can't eat fluorocarbon.
No, that's true. Tino Valentine in 5 minutes. That's the promise. All right. Can I take my size 6,000 pin spinning reel out on a tuna trip? Yeah, if you're catching 25 to 40 bags. Some of these spinning reels now, Daiwa makes products that they'll hold up to some really big fish. I don't know about like when you're catching 200-pound bluefin tunas. You're pushing it there.
I'm sure Shimano has one. I mean,
they do.
They do. Reef. I mean,
that's
Oh,
true.
Man, those videos suck me in. Those guys like using a popper off the reef and stuff. Gosh, I love it.
Sam and I were talking about it, and I don't know if you heard that conversation, but there's a stigma attached to using a spinning reel.
I hate it. I mean, I'm from the East Coast, so we use
You
spinners
use
a
them all the
lot.
time, right?
And then I came out here, and I was just like,
What's
with
the
my
problem?
Daiwa 4500, I'm like ready to roll.
Yeah.
And then people were just
You're-
like, this
you're-
guy.
You're weak. What's this?
They're
Your
like,
coffee grinder.
yeah, they're like, this guy's an idiot. I'm like, no, I'm gonna do,
Yeah, you got a $600 reel
Yeah.
that's a spinning reel, and
Yeah.
you can catch a 200-pound fish on.
There you go.
And I'm tempted to get one too myself, just so you can cast the popper. You can get more action
Yeah.
than you can with
But
conventional.
you can't put it on the rail, which is kind of the big drawback, I think. You can't like get on one knee and rest.
Yeah.
So I think
Can
that's
you?
That's when you get a fighting belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sit into it, or you do it on the six pack in a chair.
I know. Well, that's yeah. I mean, it's just clunkier when you're surrounded by other
Yeah,
people. and
No
stuff like-
question.
Get my belt.
Get my
Yeah.
belt, put it on, and my shoulder strap.
Yeah. When we were kids, I mean, everybody referred to those as P belts. I'm not going to say the word. Yeah, you've heard that, right? Like you're a wimp to
Yeah,
use it
yeah.
and all that stuff.
I use my belly button.
and-
That's what I use.
Oh, yeah? I'd like to-
I drink a lot of beer, so yeah, it's funny. It works.
I'd like to see that, actually. All right, Abdul is back with us again. Abdul, we appreciate you being here. Tuesday Night Live. And, of course, tomorrow we'll also have another podcast with Mark Paisano Sr. It won't be live, but it'll be a great podcast. That guy is such a knowledgeable captain on so many different levels. All right, Abdul just got a Tatula 300T wing. I love how it casts, perfect for yellows and calico bass. Steve Ennis, I also agree, monkfish was horrible to fillet.
Yeah.
Also had lots of worms.
Really?
Did you notice
Yeah,
that?
they did.
Yeah.
That happens.
What's with that? Is that a big deal?
It's with all fish are. I mean, like I.
So it's not a big deal once you cook it, right?
Once you cook it, it's not a problem. That's where, like, when you're eating, like, what sushi grade is. When you go to a sushi restaurant,
Yeah.
people think that it's fresh off the boat. No, it's been frozen. It's been flash frozen. That's what I do too. Like, I personally
That kills the worms.
kills the worm. So, like me personally, in my restaurant, I do seared albacore. So I get a fillet in, and then I'll portion it out, and then I'll vacuum seal each portion, and then I'll freeze it.
Oh.
And that does it so that way I kill any parasites, so I can still serve it to you and not worry about that.
What happens if you eat those worms?
I'm sure most of the worms aren't a problem. It's the same as anything, but some parasites, I doubt it
Can
live
cause
in
some
I'm sure
problems.
it's not going to live in the acid of your stomach, but I'm sure there's some parasites that, if you can see a worm, I doubt you're going to have a problem. It's going to be the ones you can't see that are the problem.
Yeah, right.
Microbial type of stuff.
Yeah.
That's stronger. So, because a lot of those worms are just a parasite that digs in. It's like the same thing in the gills. You've seen that, or you see them
But
in
I
the
would
ghost
say,
shrimp.
like monkfish. This is like bottom fish. I don't know. The parasites down there creep me out more than like a parasite in a tuna. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Like you get like what they say, like the salmon groupers, all wormy, that kind of stuff.
Charles Zimmer, sous vide. Am I pronouncing
Sous vide.
that?
Sous vide. That's what I was talking about.
Works great.
Yeah, it works great. You can do.
What is that?
It's
freezing
it.
it.
It means literally to cook in a bag.
Oh, okay.
So pretty much you vacuum seal.
That's French, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you vacuum seal your fish or your shrimp or I've done lobster. I've done a lot of things, and you can put it into this water bath that's set the exact temperature. So say, just as an example, we used with a prime rib. You set it to 130 degrees. It'll go to 130 degrees, and it will stay that way indefinitely.
Yeah.
And when you need it, you cut it off. It's at medium rare, and you can sear it to be more and that kind of thing. So it's a way to cook over time without drying something out. So I've done it with monkfish before. Put like olives, dried olives in it, and do that kind of thing with it, olive oil, and do kind of like that. But it's a kind of a fun way, and people can get the immersion there. Now you can buy them anywhere.
Yeah.
The little immersion heaters.
Yeah.
And you just stick it in a pot, and you put whatever you're going to cook in there with butter and that, and pull it out, and it's ready to go.
Awesome.
Yeah, those things used to be like $4,000. Like
Really?
10
Yeah,
years
when we were in
ago,
culinary school, all we had was
that was like. I looked like it was like living in the future, like 15 years ago, when they're like, "Hey,
Yeah,
Yeah,
polyscience.
vacuum.
Polyscience was the only one.
Yeah.
And you know where it came up from? When I was at culinary school, they told me it came from keeping the bottles warm in the hospital for the babies. So that way they could set it to be exactly the mother's temperature, 98.6 degrees.
Yeah, right.
And they don't have to put it on their arm to know. They just go grab the ball. They know it's the perfect temperature.
Makes
And
sense.
Perfect.
that's where I heard it came from.
Oh, that's cool.
Polyscience.
Charles
This,
Zimmer,
company-
great stuff. Charles, thank you so much. Kai Fish Killer. The questions just keep coming.
Here
You
we
can
go.
yawn all you want. You're not
I'm
getting,
not yawning.
You're not
anymore.
getting out of
I'm
here.
not-
And we got Tino Valentine coming up. Get your-
4 minutes.
Get your yeah, and then you're out of here.
No.
Tino can take your seat.
No.
Oh,
no.
Tino
man.
will be here in 4 minutes.
Yes. Yeah.
He said, what did he say? 10 minutes? 20 minutes
it's
ago?
flexible.
I think he's trying to get out of this. Actually, he's
I'll
tired.
bribe him with some food.
He's like, I need
Kai
to.
Fish Killer. Only thing with spinning reels is line twist. That's my downside experience of it. But you trade line twists for backlashes. That's true, right?
There you go.
Yeah. Or you know what you do? You do what you should do. Everybody should do when they go out, and you let your line out and reel it back onto your line. It gets all the twist out and puts it on the right way, on the spinning, because it goes up and down. It gets everything in format. Same thing with your bait caster. It's got the little wind on. If you don't let all your line out, the line's over here and your guide's over here, and it doesn't really work. So, that's a way to get rid of that line twist. And that is something that happens to trout fishing. I know it.
Yep.
But that's also why when I fish 2 pound, I change it out every day.
Can I say something about our audience? They are fantastic.
They're on fire.
You guys are awesome. There's so many people asking questions.
I don't want to brag. But
you brought them.
I bring the heat.
Yeah, next week we'll be down to nobody watching again. So you got to keep coming back, both of you two.
I'll make up a name.
Hey, seriously, thank you so much, everybody. We got more questions coming up here. So here we go. Let's see. I'm going to ask Jason this question. You're going to love me to ask him this question.
Let's do it.
He wants to answer this, but I'm not going to let him answer this. What's your favorite knot for braid to leader?
Oh, man.
You like that? I bailed you out of that one.
Yeah, right? I don't even know what it's called. There's a few of them that I use. I mean, there's always the double uni is like the basic one,
right?
But it's kind of a big knot.
I think we need to get Tino in here, right?
Yeah, we need to get him.
I still didn't even teach me the dropper loop, so
I screwed him on that one. Got you out of it.
But I don't know the name of it. Where you fold over your the fluorocarbon. Yeah, and that way it kind of wraps where it goes through the guides better.
Yeah.
So that's the one I like to tie. It's pretty much you put it through and then wrap it up, wrap it down, and pull it through, and it tightens down. So
Charles Zimmer wants to know: does fluoro cast well?
Doesn't.
It does not.
I mean, not as well
as
as
a whole spool of fluoro.
Not as well as like mono. It's not as supple as mono.
Braid casts well,
Well, I'm sure. I'm sure it depends on how thick the fluorocarbon is too. Something that's like 30 pound, it's not a problem. It stays straighter.
Yeah.
Because you have mono for 3 years on your rod, and it's curly cued when you throw it.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
All right. Abdul wants to know, Chef Jason, where is your restaurant? Because Abdul's going to come and visit you. You better be there on May the 15th at 11:30 a.m., Abdul, because I want to shake your hand and thank you for joining us. But just in case he doesn't want to see me and he wants to see you.
It's on 4th Street. The address is 2306 East 4th Street.
2306 East 4th Street. www.opsinusa.com. Yes, go ahead.
And then we're pretty much on the corner of 4th Street and Wanapero.
Perfect.
Or Wanapero.
It's a great place.
However you want to say it. I mean, I'm from Long Beach, so we say Wanapero. I
don't know.
That's the fun thing. It's like Scholb.
Yeah, I know. Am I doing that right most of the time?
Now you've got it right, but
I was screwing it up
in the beginning, yeah. But I didn't correct you because that's the fun part of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I get people that don't even want to say the name. They just, I want this beer, and it's like Scholb's this.
All right, Kai Fish Killer, from a scientific view.
Here we go.
That leaves us all out. Most will die, parasites, after freezing.
Oh.
But there are some that won't die and can go to your brain.
Oh.
But hey, YOLO.
You only live once.
Yeah.
Positivity.
I'm with him.
It's my brain. That's why I'm here, right?
Yeah, I can't imagine that a parasite going to my brain would do any damage.
No,
I'm already
shocked. I'll probably get mad and leave.
All right, is that true?
I'm sure there is. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there. I mean, that's where, freezing and cooking are the two combinations you really want to do. So, I mean, there's always danger in fish that's undercooked, eggs that are undercooked, meat that's I mean, I eat medium rare burgers. There's stuff in all
You know
of
what?
that.
I used to eat it, and I did it the other night. As a kid, my mother used to go in the refrigerator and take raw hamburger, put salt on it, and eat it.
Oh, man.
Ooh.
And so we did that as kids, and the other night I did it. And
You did?
Freaking delicious. Yeah, I did it like last night, or
It's called beef tartare.
Yeah, it's tartare.
Yeah,
Beef
right?
tartare. Hey, if it's good quality beef, I mean, at my restaurant we use Wagyu beef, and when I order it, it's ground the day before, so we could kind of do something like that. You don't really want to do it with ground beef, but hey, man, take a tenderloin and
yeah, right?
there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Or beef carpaccio, same idea. Shaved thin,
You got to hire Abdul now. I'm serious. You know why? No, well, wait. He said, surgeon's knot is my favorite braid to leader knot. Fast and quick for me. I love
There
it.
you go, fast and quick.
Yeah, surgeon knot is great.
You two guys can't come up with a...
That's a quick one. I mean, it depends on, the fish I'm fishing for. If I'm fishing for bass and that kind of stuff, I don't have a problem with that. Super easy, quick, couple knots around and tied,
Done.
Hey, Jason, what are you doing? You're leaving us? Jason says, great show, Phil and friends.
There we go.
Have a good night. Buenos
out.
noches. You probably got to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and work. What are you doing? Why are you saying goodbye? Tim P, do you think a boat should let people fish for boat limits or stop fishing? Like bluefin tuna, a guy catches 4. So boat, yeah. So I think Tim, if I understand you right, is
Keep
fishing until the whole boat has its limits.
Definitely. I hand off fish.
Yeah.
I start hooking and handing off,
Right.
Unless it's the whoa, I'm going to keep this one. But
You can have that 15-pounder in my sack.
well, there's always
I'm
the
keeping
guy
this
at the
one.
end of the night that didn't have anything, or the end of
Yeah.
the trip, and it's like, here's a sack for you,
Right.
or like especially rock fishing, it's like put it in that guy's, put it in that guy's, put it in that guy's.
Yeah.
Do you have enough fish? Let's fill this up.
Yeah.
They may catch 5 fish, but you can catch the other 5 for them, and I mean, I think there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I mean, when you see 24 people and a limit of 24, it's like, didn't the crew catch anything?
Yeah, right.
I mean, come on. That's
Yeah.
what I say.
So, Tim, I think what everybody here is saying, as long as it's legal and it falls within the guidelines, yeah, it's good. Yeah, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all what's in the sack at the end, right? If it's all in your sack, then you're in trouble.
Right.
But if you give it around,
Yep.
and then you're fine.
Yeah.
And that's how I measure the mark of a fisherman now. Like when the pro team guys for Opsin like go out, and it's not like if they got limits. It's like how many times did they hand their rod off? to
Oh, there
people
you
and
go.
Stuff, and like that feels good. That's like they're doing the work, passing it around.
Hey,
Everybody
I
gets
fished with
the-
Tino before, and he was baiting my hook, and I was casting it out and hooking him and passing him off to people. I did
Yeah.
about 8 times in a row.
That's
Right.
awesome.
So,
Good stuff. All right, another knot question. Your favorite.
Here we go.
Ruben Lopez. I love Ruben. He's a great guy. Super good
guy.
guy. What do you guys think of the RP knot, the Royal Polaris knot?
well, just the name alone.
I
just
love it.
Speaks to being, the upper
Super
echelons.
strong, easy
Yep.
to tie,
Yep.
great knot.
Really good night. I think it holds like 91% of the strength.
Really?
Yep.
So 91 is up high,
Yeah,
right?
real high. Yeah,
Yeah.
anywhere above like 85.
Gets a thumb. What do you think about it, Ruben? I assume you really like that knot, so that's a good thing. Well, where the hell is Tino? Because we're ready to wrap this up.
He's fresh. He's still freshening it up.
I don't want to wrap this up without Tino Valentine coming in here and giving us a little more. Why don't you break out?
Go bribe him with food? All right.
Well, let's see it. Why don't you
All
hold
right,
that
so-
up to the camera there too?
Well, this is to go, so it's not as beautiful as it would normally look.
How's it look? Are you hungry?
Oh yeah, I can eat. For
Oh
sure.
shit!
Oh, yeah.
Oh
But you can
my
see-
god!
Oh, you can smell it right away, right? But this is what it looks like after coming from the restaurant and bringing it home, or bringing it here. For
God, that
you.
looks good.
But you can see it's.
Should we try a piece on camera here?
Oh yeah, sure. We can just
Go ahead,
use our
Greg,
hands
you're
and-
first.
No, we don't have
It's-
civil or
it's
anything.
still warm.
Oh,
You can dig them with your hands. Can't
Hey,
you?
I'm not
Oh,
scared.
yeah.
all
Hey, man, my
right.
hands have been in
Get
fish all
that
day.
piece with the worm on it.
Yeah, please.
All right, I'm gonna try this too. Make a comment.
Really good.
Oh,
Yeah, definitely. And it may be a little over marinated because it was left over from yesterday, but still, like in our episode, we said, do for an hour, an hour or so.
That's freaking delicious, isn't
That's
it?
fantastic.
Yeah, and even a little tail cut, works perfect. I just literally just threw it in the oven. I
God.
want to get it quick to get over here.
There you go.
So,
Tim P, is your charter on the Endeavor tomorrow? Yeah, it is, Tim. And it's bad weather up there. But I called Tucker, and Tucker McCombs owns the Endeavor. And he said, this weather forecasting has been so inconsistent. And at times, the horrible weather forecast goes way down. So he's going to make a call in the morning. We're praying because you're going to be there, right?
heck yeah, I'm going to be there.
Yeah,
Definitely.
so we're praying for sure. Abdul, the guy that you need to hire, wants to know, what's the restaurant called? I'm from Long Beach.
Yeah, it's called Scholb. Scholb Long Beach is what we call the Long Beach restaurant. The actual whole company's called Scholb Premium Ales.
SCH.
SCHOLB.
Right.
And then we messed with everybody for Long Beach. We capitalized the L and the B. So
Look at
that's
these
where it
little
turns
clever-
into. Yeah, it turns into Scolb LB. All these
Have
kind
another
of
beer?
fun things.
Huh?
So.
No, I'll get some.
sure?
Yeah, we got more too. So.
Yeah.
All right. Does Osman break close to IFGA, or does it? That cursor's in the way. It's up there. What does it say? Or is it what? I don't know. Does it,
Yeah, it's closer to IGFA. It's similar to what Seaguar Premier is.
Oh, okay.
And that's good. That was kind of my beacon, my favorite line to fish with at the time. So so I kind of aligned my lines and values with that line.
Totally keto diet here too, man.
Oh,
Way
yeah.
to go. I'm not going to touch the rice, but I'm all over that fish. Protein, baby.
Yep, and we'll go for the broccoli.
Tim says, good luck with the white sea bass, guys. Tim, we've got our fingers crossed there. You've seen all those big fish up
I
there.
plan on jackpot, so
Man.
I plan on. Well, what's the biggest one caught so far? 66, 65.
Yeah, I think on the Cobra.
66.2.
Yeah.
I'm going for 66.3.
Man, those are nice fish up there.
If I got to put a weight in its stomach.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
You heard me talking about to Greg. Did you hear me talking about those breezers of sea bass on the
No.
surface? Yeah, there was a guy, Oscar Ochoa, who was out there yesterday, and he said he looked off the bow, and Tucker saw it too. Big old breezing school of 30, 40-pound sea bass.
Well, we
Just-
saw the breezers under the
crazy.
boat with the pictures he took on the fish finder. Jeez.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Man.
from the wheelhouse. So that was pretty good. Kai Fish Killer, message retracted. Must have been something bad about you.
Oh,
Yeah.
it sounds like it.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Should we send you out there one more time
Yeah,
and
let's
say,
do it. Let me go see if I can find it.
yeah,
I'll
I'm
take
sorry to do
I'll
that
take
to
a thing
you.
of food and be like, these are moms for the poor.
Yeah, let's see if we can do that. What else? So if people want to order
Yeah.
Opsin Fluorocarbon, it's www.
Opsin USA.
Uh-huh.
Put in.
Do you sell a lot of stuff overseas?
No. I mean, all of 98% of my sales has just been
USA?
California.
Yeah.
Really. So.
I mean, yeah, like
Yeah.
I mean Taiwan or
Yeah, we haven't branched out. I mean, I mean, I test a lot of line, and they have access to like some really good, fluorocarbon companies and stuff there too. That doesn't even make it up here. So they have,
right.
yeah. And I can go real niche because I was ordering stuff off eBay that was like very small and crafty and stuff. So it was fun kind of testing some of their stuff out. So.
Couldn't find him.
Kai Fish Killer says, "I hope you get them, Phil." LOL typo. Thank you, Kai. Really appreciate it. Well, are we gonna wrap this up or what? I don't want to do that. Can we?
know.
What else can we BS about here for 5 more minutes?
Yeah, we'll give away some Opsin.
Oh, we can do that. Yeah. Okay. Let me.
My hand is here.
Yeah, really. Yeah, you brought some yellowtail, right?
Right?
All right. First winner is David Mercer.
Here we go.
All right. What are we giving David Mercer?
Do a $50, $50 gift.
Really?
certificate. Yeah.
All right. Beautiful, man. David Mercer, $50 gift certificate. How can you beat that?
Definitely.
All right. Nathan Livingston. Nathan
Yeah.
Livingston.
Is that our next one?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. We're going down now. 40.
$40.
There we go.
Okay.
Next one's gonna be 30. So I don't want.
And hold on one second. Let me do this here. Okay. Andrew Deal.
Here we go.
What's Andrew get?
$30.
$30. And I'm going to throw in a Daiwa cap and a $25 gift certificate to Big Fish Bait and Tackle.
Here we go.
Some Sand Mantis soft plastics. We got the Opsin Fluorocarbon, and I'll throw in a jig pack organizer for our Patreon members.
Perfect.
$5 a month. How can you beat it?
Can't beat it.
No, you
I
can't.
mean, just like the
Take
money.
$5 out to Los Alamitos and try to win. You can't do it.
Nothing.
No, it's tough. Yeah,
We
right.
should parlay it, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Trifecta.
All right, I think. Well, thank God, there's more questions. I really want to get Tino on here. I want to hear what he has to say. Andrew Deal says, "Yeah, thank you, Greg." He's up there
got
saying
it.
thank you to you. So what? Yeah, you got $30, Andrew. Good job. You need to make smaller spool to re-spool from the big spool that holds 10 to 20 feet and sell it as an accessory.
I do.
Oh, you do?
No, I mean, people brought it up before.
Yeah, like where I
smaller.
buy it big at home and then I have to take it with me on a smaller scale, right? Is that
Yeah,
what that question
I
is?
think so. Or just like, getting more product out there and like more smaller pieces and stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, right now, labor is a big, I don't pay for overseas labor and factories and stuff. Everything's done in the States. So it is kind of very time consuming to like do that stuff. So, doing the best we can.
God, I know. I mean, I have a guy. Some guys call me all the time, and they suggest to me it's like making more work for me. And I'm going like, I still have to edit like 4 shows. I'm doing 2 shows.
Oh, now we're doing food?
Yeah,
It's going to
exactly.
turn into travel and food and all
Yeah,
that?
I know.
Man.
You know what I did today?
What?
I'll let a little secret out. So I did a podcast with Mark Paisano.
Okay.
I might have told you that. I don't know if I told you. I know I didn't.
Oh, you
tell
told me.
Oh, I
You
didn't
told
tell
me.
you. I didn't tell you.
Always the last to know.
So we're into this podcast, man, and we are just going
Just
at
humming
it. And
along.
I'm just like, this is freaking good.
Rushing it.
And I look over, at the camera, to make eye contact with
Yeah.
the crowd.
Yeah.
And I look, and our mics are not plugged in.
No.
I forgot to plug the frigging mics in. So at that point, we're 20 minutes in, and I'm like, should I just keep going and not tell him? And then, I go, hey, Mark, we're not plugged in. And
Oh,
he's like, what?
man.
And I go, yeah, we got to do this over
that's
again.
brutal.
Test run.
Yeah, test run.
Yeah.
So
Well, at least
that
you're
was
warmed
20
up.
minutes, and then we went another close to 2 hours after that. I've been doing podcasts all day
All
today.
day, a lot of knock questions.
Filming yesterday. Oh man.
Yeah, and I'll be up tomorrow morning at 5:30 out on the beach doing the morning briefing. And this time, people will actually be able to hear it because this morning our mics are all screwed up. That's where that guy I told you about came in. Tony Gonzalez, great show, guys. What would be 3 setups to take on the Freedom? Tony works in the front office there. Tony, tell Tino to get in here so we can ask him. Tim P, what kind of rod do you use for white sea bass? You want to handle that one?
I use a heavy rod with a fast action.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's what
I don't
like.
know the numbers or anything. I'm
Me
screwed
neither.
up
I mean,
on
I
that.
use medium heavy to heavy,
And it
I
would-
got an extra heavy for your 60-pound. You know. 'Cause
It would definitely be a Daiwa fishing rod, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah,
yes.
and Daiwa rods too. That's what I mean.
Daiwa rods and reels.
I get them. I mean, there's a lot of good companies, but I get them because they're local. So if I have a problem, I can go directly to them in one day, as opposed to shipping it to somebody.
Oh, you
know.
mentioned that to me the
Yeah,
other day. Actually.
they're you know, we're right out of Seal Beach almost.
Yeah.
I mean, right there.
So you just drive over there?
Yeah, exactly. So,
Have you done that before?
Yeah, definitely. When I get my reel serviced, I don't ship them in. I drive them in.
And what's the service been like? How's the experience been?
Awesome. You go in, it's their corporate office, I guess, for this area.
Yeah.
And you go into their little room and you fill out the paperwork, you give it to them, and generally speaking, it's very fast, but it all depends on the time of season. I mean, right now, it's starting
Crazy
out.
now, right?
Yeah, so it might be a little bit crazy, but I mean, it's been less than a week turnaround.
How much
every
food
time.
do you bring in for them? Do you like, hey, I'm a chef down the street and
I
got my
try
rib?"
to at least bring 2 for the person that comes up, and then you can give it to the other person that's going to be working on my rod. But you know, it all depends. You know, mac and cheese goes a long way.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
it's definitely a way to grease the wheels
That's
for
right.
sure to get your stuff done a little quicker if it's busy. So.
Tony, if I were going to bring 3 setups, I'd bring a 25, a 40, and a 60. You agree on the Freedom?
Yeah.
Probably.
I go 30, 40, 50, or even,
Yeah,
25, 30, 40. Yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, don't contradict me all the time. Let me have one win once in a while.
Well, you like
oh,
go
wait.
so heavy. I don't go
I
heavy
know,
unless
I
I
know.
have to. I go light to heavy. So, but white sea bass, I'll start with heavy. They're dumb.
Stephen Ennis, he's a chef also. Question to kill some time. Oh, we don't want to kill time here. We want
wanna
good
kill
questions.
fish. We
And
wanna
I
kill
guarantee
fish.
this is going to be a good one. What culinary schools did you guys go to? You both went to culinary schools.
Yeah. I went to the Art Institute of California in Santa Monica. Unfortunately, it's not around anymore, but I enjoyed it, and it was a great experience. But if somebody was asking me where to go, I would say go to a city college. Long Beach City College or Long Beach State. It's very inexpensive, and you get just as much and don't have to pay the 60 grand I paid.
Oh, wow.
You know,
Are you
it's a
still
lot
paying
cheaper.
that off?
No, yeah, I have like 10 grand left.
Yeah.
But
Was it worth it?
for me, yes, it was.
Yeah.
Definitely, because I had worked in the industry already, and then got back into it, and then I was able to step out of culinary school and jump right into being, sous chef, executive chef.
Yeah.
So it helped me out immensely. But there's always people getting out of high school that you have to go to school, and they spend 60 grand on something they're not.
Yeah,
Just
right.
work in
can
the
see-
kitchen first.
You can see them. You can attest to it. You saw them at school. They're not going to make it.
Yeah.
Did your wife go to culinary? She must have.
No,
right?
she didn't.
Oh, no, she's
no.
self-taught.
She's doing, way
That's
better than I
great.
am. Yeah. I went to Johnson & Wales in Charleston, South Carolina.
Was that a good
oh,
experience?
It's a real culinary school. you
Is
know?
it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a good
It's
school.
like going
But-
to CIA, you know.
But I went in like 2000. So, I mean, it was, 22 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just a little shit. So,
So, yeah, that's when the Food Network was just kicking off.
oh, yeah. But it was cheap then. So it was just like, it wasn't too bad.
Kai Fish Killer, once again,
There you
our people are so great. He says, whatever rod you choose, Tim P, make sure it has a flexible tip. And that is a really good
Fast
tip,
action.
right?
Yeah, that's what I like. It depends on what you're fishing. I fish, a short top shot, fluorocarbon, so there's no stretch, and you need that so you don't lose fish. I mean, you're going to pull the hook every time if you don't have a fast action.
Abdullah, I don't know if Tino's going to get back here or not. We're hoping he is, but Greg is going to kill me if I go too much longer here.
No, I'm good.
You're good?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm going to eat some more fish here because I'm hungry. I want to service my Tatula. Been on a couple of trips already. Doesn't hurt to live it up. Abdul Fontana Lube. Steve Ennis, I graduated from California Culinary Academic Le Cordon Bleu program in San Francisco. Is that a real one too?
Yeah, but not anymore. Cordon Bleu went out too, just like mine.
Oh, really?
Yes,
They're out of business?
Yeah, they went under.
Yes, private loans and all that is.
It's
debacle.
Well, you know what really happened with Art Institute? I enjoyed it, and it was great when I started. And then they sold the company to Saks Fifth Avenue, and they started cutting. They didn't want to have full-time employees anymore, and that's when I went downhill. And it was not a cool thing. But I mean, I got what I needed out of it, and it was wonderful. But unfortunately, that's the business side of business.
Tino Valentine will be here in 5 minutes. I think. Wait a minute. What time do they leave? They leave at 10.
What's a good Daiwa reel for surface action or surface iron?
Good Daiwa reel for it's a question.
The 400 bait caster. That's what I use. Was it at HPX or something or other? Whatever the biggest one is. That's what I use.
Number? No, I don't even know.
I'm taking 2 of them.
I love the Lexa.
The Lexa 400. Yeah, the Lexa 400.
Yeah, it's great.
Tim P, have you ever caught tuna on a popper? I have done that before. What knot do you tie a popper on?
Oh, man.
I have caught tuna on a popper. I've caught albacore on a popper. I've caught yellowfin on a popper. Standing up in the bow on a boat in San Diego during those El Nino years where you had all that warm water and those little yellow, like 15, 20-pound yellowfin.
Yep.
So bitching because the visual part of that is when they blow out on it. Even those little ones, it is just so bitching. Like, even when they miss it, you're just like, yeah. It's so cool to see that.
I use a Springer knot on a popper. I like the Springer knot because it goes through twice. The fluorocarbon.
Yeah. Oh, you're coming through the knot.
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna ramp it up. No, I have a.
Well, I'm a cheater. I use the paperclip. I use that paperclip thing now that everybody has.
Oh right.
Yeah. So that way you can change them out all the time.
I think Benny Florentino was here talking about that.
Those things are cool. My buddy got them and I tried them and it's like.
Are they strong?
They're super strong. Well, it depends on the gauge you get. It's just like with any of the bigger
snap
things.
Swivel kind
of, the snap swivels that they're using for all.
You got to sit up a little bit further so people can see. There you are. Yep. Yeah. I got you. All right, Kai Fish Killer, Abdul the Saltiga, and the Saltis about Jigmaster narrow size.
Yeah.
All right.
Can't go wrong.
Why is it when people cook fish, they have so much flavor that it doesn't taste like fish anymore? I love the taste of fish. Salt is your friend until you have a heart attack. Well, so the point he's making, when you did the whitefish, you breaded one side of it precisely for that reason, because you didn't want people to get a mouthful of Parmesan and garlic.
Yep, exactly.
Which adds to it, but you want to taste the fish, right?
Yeah.
He's making a good point.
And the same thing is marinating. It's not steak. You don't have to marinate it for overnight. Like when we did our yellowtail, we did it for 30 minutes to an hour. That's why I was mentioning this. It's a little, you lose the flavor of the fish.
Yeah.
And yes, salt is your friend. Just like we were talking about putting smoked salt on it.
Right.
Finishing salts are a great thing to use on fish.
Oh, you know about smoked salt? That's a new one for me. Yeah, that is pretty good.
Smoked salt for a long time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
adds a lot of depth and yeah, it's a good way to cheat.
Yeah, exactly. I put it on my stuff because it adds a smoky flavor without having to have the smoker, so you can do it at home.
Yeah.
And if you go to any place that has spices, they're gonna have a lot of different
What other
varieties.
kind of salts are there that add a different flavor to?
Well, you can add you can infuse salt with all kinds of powders.
Really? I never thought about that.
Like yuzu and so you can powder a lot of different things and then add it into the salt.
I use truffle salt.
Yep.
There's a lot of different salt. I mean, when I was at culinary school, we did a taste and smell class, and we tasted waters, we tasted salts, and they all taste different. Like I was using Hawaiian red salt, and it has a very high content of iron and clay.
Yeah.
So it doesn't taste as salty, and you add it on, and it adds a different flavor to it.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah. Same thing with you'll get from Hawaii the black salt, kind of the same thing.
Our next podcast, we're just gonna do a salt tasting for you.
Yeah. Oh, we should do it right now because we need to stall till Tino shows up. He's leaving at 10. All right. Abdul wants to know what's a good sushi restaurant in Long Beach, California. I was at a great one last night. I can't remember the name of it, but Scott Buchert. It was his birthday. And my God, the sushi there was so good.
No name, huh?
Yeah,
no, nothing.
man. Scott, why aren't you watching this tonight?
I Love Sushi.
I Love Sushi? Is it good?
Yeah, and
where's that at in Long Beach?
Degrees. It's right on the border of Lakewood and Long Beach. It is right by Lakewood Country Club. So that's one of the locations, and the other one is 39 Degrees, and it's kind of by my restaurant. It's on Redondo pretty much 4th, 5th, right in that area.
Are they good?
Yeah, they're excellent.
Which one would you pick between the two?
I always go to I Love Sushi, but people go between all of them. They have a couple other businesses as well. That's the one I like. There's another one on 2nd Street down by Naples. I can't remember the name. That's awesome.
Yeah.
They have a bunch of food that's like named after the Big Lebowski.
Oh, really?
It's kind of fun, yeah.
Yeah. Like what names? I can't remember. I have seen The Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
They just
I
name
don't
them
believe you.
36 times.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, I have. I can. Well, let me think of some. I'll have to think of some of the lines. I've seen
The
it.
dude abides.
The dude abides. There you go.
Don't like act like you knew it was on the
repeat
tip.
the
Yeah.
I've seen The Big Lebowski 500 times. It's funnier than hell too. They have those the crazy people at the bowling alley.
Oh,
and
okay. You're just making up stuff now.
I'm not. It's a great movie. What were we talking about, or did you have another answer?
Oh, we were talking about.
Oh, the sushi.
Yeah. But then I was looking up. I see somebody was talking about the swivel clips we were talking about.
Oh, that's Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going from sushi to swivel clips. A good place to eat swivel clips in Long Beach. You know? Do you like the swivel clips or for poppers and jigs?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yeah. You can switch them out. They tie up really well and stuff.
Well, it's nice too if you have like the swivel that with the barrel swivel, you don't get the twist.
Right.
That's kind of like why they're rigging up all the flat falls and stuff with that, all the knife jigs with that now.
Yeah.
Because now we actually have a swivel that's strong enough that's 200 pounds or more. So now you see that because now, like we were saying with spinning reels, you reel it up.
And it's a reaction bite. I don't think when the tune is coming up to charge on a popper, they're like, oh, this uni knot is tied off a little bit.
Exactly.
You're just trying to bury it.
Hey, Tony, great question. Tony's out front. Tony, type up there if you want Jason to run out with your fish. Do you and Janelle want some fish right now? This yellowtail is freaking delicious.
Just need a fork.
So
that's all you need.
yeah, so he's up in the front office. If he types up yes, I know you'll run out there and take care of that.
Definitely.
All right, Abdul. Right by the golf course.
Yep, exactly. Right across from the golf course.
So that's right across from the casting pond.
No, that's Lakewood Country Club.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's what is it, Carson and before you get to Lakewood. Yep.
All right. Instead of popcorn chicken, how about popcorn fish?
Done it with yellowtail.
Is it good?
Oh hell yeah!
Really?
Definitely, it's super good.
Done it. We got to do that.
Oh, we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's the way you
with
cut it.
yellowtail, you did it?
Yeah. You kind of cut it like chicken nuggets, and then you bread it and fry it, and it works perfect.
It's got to be good with rock cod and
but
everything,
like
right?
Like a yellowtail or something like that, you would never. I tell people that hate fish, and they think it's chicken.
Yeah.
Because you cut it thin, and they wouldn't know. Hey, that's fish. And they're, oh man, I like it.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, that's always great. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, who'd have thought?
I heard Fred Hall was sold. I haven't heard anything about that. I know that there's all kinds of problems with the Fred Hall show.
Yep.
Were you?
I was at Pacific Coast.
How was that?
That was awesome.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
Like the first one in a long time, right? Because right after COVID, let us get together.
I would have been there myself, but I had something else that I had planned.
I called you. I was trying to get you.
know.
I was just like, come on,
That's
Phil.
right.
And I was like, I'll set a podcast booth up. We'll do a casting thing.
Next year, man.
I was like trying to just.
We're going to have the podcast booth, and we're going to have Jason cooking over here, and then we're going to have you with the fluorocarbon.
What a booth.
Oh, my God. And then we'll get Gerardo from down there at the place, and he'll have the girls just walking back and forth in the
And then I'll have the
background.
beer. And then we have it all.
And then
Oh
we'll
my
have
God.
Beer, food, casting.
the swivels. We'll have them here too. You know. It's
Hopefully nobody's wives are listening to this, and they're like, you're not going to that Friedman Adventures barbecue. There's no way.
That's the adventure part.
So Fred Hall is...
Yeah, I don't
know.
It just doesn't seem
It
like.
was on and it canceled real fast.
Man,
The one
it's
that's
so
here in Long Beach.
sad.
Yeah.
You know, Fred Hall, his dad, he was good friends with a sports broadcaster. What was his name? Now I'm having a Joe Biden moment.
Yeah.
What the hell was it? Anyway, he was a really famous guy, and I actually did a radio show with him.
Okay.
So, and they were big friends, and we did a whole radio thing. Bud Frillo.
Okay.
Does that name ring a bell with either one of you guys? No.
No.
He was, and he worked with a guy named Steve Hartman toward the end of his career.
Okay.
So Steve became he's a big sports guy now. And so great guy, and I remember working with Bart and Fred and being at that show back in 1985.
Wow.
When I started 97610, it was like,
Crazy.
kind of like you're like, well, I guess I just jump in.
Yeah, just do it.
And I remember they they stuck me at the very front. So when people walked in, you're right there. And so everybody's like, because I'd been fishing before I started that, so everybody knew me.
Yeah.
So they're all like, oh man, you're not in the main hall with all the. And I'm like,
I'd rather be in the front. You see me first before you're bored and got your bag full.
Well, guess what? He's right. That's what. And then all of a sudden, like people are walking in the door and they're like, "What is this? 976? Oh, here's a flyer. Here, you can take a listen." And then, like the next year, those same guys are like, "Hey, you're gonna be in the main hall this year?" And I'm like, "Hell no! I'm staying right there." Yeah,
that's awesome. Front and center, man. My dad used that back then.
Tony Gonzalez, LOL, wrong Tony. Oh, I'm sorry, Tony. It isn't Tony out front. Tony Gonzalez, come on down and get your fish, man. Right. He said it looks great.
We'll be here for a little bit longer.
Yeah, maybe. I know. If we can keep this going. Anybody else have a question out there, please shoot it in. Greg is here. I can mention some sponsors for a second. Let me do that. Opsin Fluorocarbon.
Whoa.
www.opsinusa.com. Put in FA at checkout and get a free hug and a kiss from Greg. No, you get a free gift.
Free gifts. Free gifts.
Right. 22nd Street Landing in beautiful San Pedro, California, where our home studio is. Of course, I have a studio on the beach and Big Fish Bait and Tackle, and I've got studios all over the place. So whoever will let me, your place.
Yeah, mine would be counted as a studio.
I'm gonna ask you. Can I sleep there once in a while?
I sleep there, so
yeah.
I got the cot up top. So
Ventura Sport Fishing, where Tucker McCombs holds our fate in his hands. He will make a decision tomorrow morning. 805-676-3474, and give them a call. They have local boats up there, the California, which is the old Mount Walsh. Did you ever fish on the Mount Walsh?
No, I did.
Yeah, right?
I know a few people that want to fish it again just because of that.
There it is, California. And also the Island Spirit up there. Cody Rogers runs that, does a great job. He's a 3/4 day guy. Great landing. And as you know, Tucker's just been putting the wood to him. He's been doing really good. Big Fish Bait and Tackle, where if you need some surf fishing gear, it's right down the street, not from here, but from where I am staying over in Surfside, California, right on the corner of Seal Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway. Island Fishing Tackle in the beautiful city of Carson, California. Sam De La Torre doing such great tackle tips. He'll be there May 15th for our casting event. That's going to be good. You want to hold up the Fish Taco Chronicles magazine? And so Sean Arnold doesn't get mad at me. There it is, Fish Taco Chronicles, and Daiwa right there. Daiwa rods and reels, only the very, very best. Are you going to make? Or do you know if you're busy on May the 15th? Don't get that serious look.
Are you
busy May the 15th, or you don't know? You're like me. I mean,
come on now. No, I have no idea. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
Come on now.
Well, worst case scenario, you can have a beer, so make it at some point during the day.
True.
Carrie Wilson, who works for the Department of Fish and Wildlife, is a lovely person. Really, really nice person. And I'm a member of the California Outdoor Writers Association.
Oh.
Yeah. So they're doing an event in Big Bear, and she's been asking me for like a week. Yeah, we really want you to come. Can you come? And I have, like you, man, I've got so many balls in there. So finally, I'm looking and I'm going, I really want to go because they're great people and, make good contacts. And
it's great fishing. That's what I would do.
Yeah, so I'm looking and then I just finally open my calendar. Wait a minute. I got a doctor's appointment in the morning, which I didn't even tell her about that. But in the evening, I'm speaking at the South Bay Anglers Club.
Oh, so it's the 21st.
Yeah.
That's the other one. That's
I'm
the California Coastal.
Yeah, I don't even. Yeah, I'm all
guy.
screwed up.
Oh,
yeah, well,
man.
so are you. And so are you. We're all busy.
Yeah.
And then damn Tino Valentine is too busy to come.
Us up. Well, we have some more questions too. So.
No, thank God. Abdul, we owe you. All right, Tim P., do you plan on entering any fishing tournaments?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I've done the Yellowtail Shootout a few times. So
okay.
I've done that. We've never broken the top 10, but we've done okay.
Yeah, but you have fun, right?
Yeah, and we beat Ballast Point, so that's all that mattered because we were the Shoal Fishing Club.
Oh,
so,
shoot.
So we beat
there
them.
You go.
That was what we were trying to do. So.
That's really cool.
Are you? Do the Yellowtail. Opsin's going to sponsor a boat this year. So I'm going to put all of my my pro team guys, all on boat from Wet Willie.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna
So that sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
You're not gonna go?
I don't think so.
Yeah. You know what? My fishing skills, they've had to. I mean, I fish a lot on the beach, but every time I go fishing now, like on one of my trips, I videotape. And then at the end, maybe like there was a trip on the Malahini. Everybody had a Dorado, so they go get one, So I caught a Dorado.
Yes.
And then on the Cortez Bank, I couldn't resist dropping the yo-yo with the 100 pound. And then I was winding it up, and the guy came with the gaff, And I looked up at Jeff. I go, I can throw this thing. And he goes, no, you can't. I go, yeah, I can throw this thing. And so I bounced that nice, 18, 20-pound yellow up in the bow.
That's awesome.
And yeah, and he goes, man, I can't believe the old man still has it.
Yeah, to lift that over the rail. Oh,
That was
man,
fun. Yeah, I love doing that. So, that was really cool. Favorite rig for white sea bass, lead head, squid, or dropper loop? I can answer that a little bit, and then you guys can chime in if you want. So that's all going to depend upon water depth. So just to take what's going on right now, presently up there in Ventura, they're getting into that 40 feet of water, and they're going to like sliding egg sinker, big hook, like a 5.0 hook. Other times when you're in the deep water, like Tino is in, and fishing squid, and they're biting the heavy, dropper loop is going to work really, really well. Lead head and squid, another great way to do it. Another way is a heavy jig with a squid on it. Pretty much those sea bass, they're going through these squid nests. The squid are dead, they're laying on the bottom, and they're like big old vacuum cleaners. So you got to get your bait in front of them, and once you do, you're pretty much going to get a bite. So moving your bait up and down the water column, we just mentioned that there's been fish seen swimming around. Oh, we killed enough time. Yeah, man, I thought you were going to, I was starting to cry.
I mean, I would never do that to you, Phil.
I know, I love you.
I was trying to bribe
Are you hungry?
No, I already ate. I'm just wondering what you guys ordered there.
No, he made it. He's got a restaurant.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
dude, look, kidding me? I look like Alfred.
Eat it for your second dinner later.
Tino Valentine is here,
He
everybody.
brought us 2 buckets of fried chicken, and then the girl brought down lasagna, and
What, tonight?
right now.
Oh, can I go down and eat with you guys?
Oh, so you don't like my fish?
No.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
we
wait a
didn't eat it for
minute.
2 days,
Sorry.
That's why.
Can Tino sit there for a second?
Yes, of course.
You can jump over. You want
we'll
to
make it
jump
brief.
over here with? Yeah, it'll be brief.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if somebody has a question and you can cut it off anytime you want. Hey, it's damn good to see you.
Right back at you, buddy.
Man, I am so stoked with you. Have been just putting the wood to them.
We have been getting lucky. I'm going to go buy a lottery ticket.
Bull. Yeah, buy me one too because you've been all over it. What's going on at Culinary right now? I know there's been a little wind, but let's back up.
Yeah.
Talk about. Oh, hey, before you answer that, I had a question for you. I don't remember seeing thresher sharks at Culinary.
I have never in my life seen what I've seen in the last month.
Oh, okay. So
We're dumbfounded. I mean,
there must be some chovy around there. I mean, that's what threshers seem to like.
I don't really have that answer for you.
Yeah.
Because just the fact that in probably a 5-10 mile square area of that, if you wanted to and you really wanted to tangle a thresher shark, you could make a tank of mackerel, go over there with Rapalas, you could probably catch 10 or 15 a day.
Really?
I kid you not. We're on the anchor and I'm watching these things do flips.
Really? How
Yeah.
bitchin', man.
And
big ones?
Big ones. They're, we've not even come close to stopping on quite a few of them, but the biggest one we got is probably 130, and we've tag teamed them and everything.
Yeah.
And it's, again, some I've never seen before. We're on the anchor fishing, yellowtail, and they
Somebody
like
hooks
squid.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they hook them, you know what I mean? And you know what it is immediately.
Yeah.
So,
They start jumping
it's
and
crazy. Yeah, there's tons of them, and we're definitely seeing a lot of mammal life with the influx of squid coming in, the Rizzo dolphin, and obviously millions of sea lions.
your
favorite.
friends.
Oh, my friends.
Yes.
Yeah, but,
My favorite.
they are.
they're cute,
They're
cuddly.
out of control, and they've got our number. Trust me, they're waiting more and more. It's like 3 or 4 more guys. They're like, don't worry, they'll be here soon. The Carnitas wagon. And it's just out of control, man. We're losing. I mean, yesterday I think we lost a dozen fish. So it's just part of the equation. There's nothing we can do about it, and I'm going to leave it right there because I'll probably get in
Yeah,
trouble.
and this is
My
live,
personal
so-
opinion, yes.
We cut you.
I get in trouble too.
We cut you off on the great white shark story. Thank
Yeah,
God.
no, that's
Yeah.
for
That's
private years only. 'Cause that's not gonna-
I just want to ask a question from and anytime you got to get out of here, I get it. Just
I'm
just
good,
run
I'm
out.
good.
All right, Tony Gonzalez says, Tino, can you recommend 3 setups for what you're doing right now? What should Tony bring?
I would say you want to bring the heaviest line you can possibly put on your reel. Okay, I'm talking 60. It probably wouldn't matter in 80. Our bites, the sea bass were caught all mostly before the sun even comes up. It's dark; they can't see. I know fluorocarbon is a bonus, and the stuff.
This is Greg Brown from Opsin Fluorocarbon.
I know that, and we've been using your stuff, and it works really well. And
There you are.
I highly recommend it. Okay,
Yeah.
I really do. It's a good line, and we've caught quite a few fish with it. So to all out there that wants to give it a shot,
Yeah.
I'll put my signed seal of approval on it.
There you are, man.
It's a pretty good product. Awesome. So, at any rate, with the sea bass, especially in the morning, it does not matter. I keep saying to people, bring out a heavy rod and reel. I'm talking a pool cue, okay, and some 60-pound fluorocarbon, whatever. Because it just doesn't matter. And yet every day I get people that show up, and the best thing they have is
25
a spinning reel and a rod that you would probably fish catfish at the lake.
Yeah, really?
And I kid you not, you know what I mean? And then, the one thing is trying to catch a yellowtail with 35 people on the boat, because you just can't pull hard enough. The sea lions will get your stuff, or you're going to get tangled. But the real treat is when I bring them out to 400, 450 feet of water and watch them try to rockfish with a pound of weight.
Yeah, there you go.
You need to have the right equipment or the right tool for the job. Let's be honest.
Right.
So, anyways, sliding sinkers after the sun comes up over the island. The water, obviously is a lot more. The light penetrates and they can see, so they get up off the bottom where the nests are, and they get up into the thermocline. Or the water column there.
Yeah.
And then with a sliding sinker, you can basically let it slowly float down, and you're fishing from top to bottom versus just going straight to the bottom.
Probably fluorocarbon is going to come in more handy
That's where it's
then.
going to come in more handy when the fish are actually able
they
to
can
see.
Yeah.
But at any rate, the wide array of torpedo sinkers ranging from 5 ounces to 16 ounces later on for rock fishing is what we recommend.
Abdul is laughing, saying coffee grinders get no love from Tino.
Yo, Abdul, you're a smart man. I tell you what, I'm not a big spinning rod fan when it comes to the ocean. I know the East Coast guys, that's all they fish.
Yeah, this guy.
They do really well, but there's a time and a place for everything. I myself, personally, relate it to, you don't walk into a bar with $100 bills. You walk in with hundreds if you want to come out successful.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You know what I mean? There's a right tool for the job.
That's right.
So there you go, Abdul. $100 bills, homie. So, anyways, that's really it as far as the island now. As far as the weather's been horrid. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We've had more weather in the last month than I care to talk about.
Pretty typical for April, or has it been worse than normal?
This year's been worse than
Yeah.
years prior. It's Mother Nature. It's cyclic.
Yeah.
It's like predicting, stock in Google and Microsoft, whatever.
Right.
You deal with it. That's it. Thank God we have a big boat, and she deals with weather. And the best part about it is kept the skiffs completely away from us.
Right.
There you are.
You know what I mean?
That's
So
awesome.
you got to find a positive in
There you
everything.
go.
You know what I'm
That's it.
saying? But as far as the spot, it's not very big. There's a little bit of bait there. That's what's keeping the fish there. And today, for whatever reason, and again, I've been doing this a long time, nothing changed as far as the water temperature, the sea temperature, the water quality, the chlorophyll and everything. Everything looks the same, except the fish are gone.
Huh.
We caught a handful, and I had to really work hard at that. We had to drive around looking and carpet bomb them, and they just didn't come to us. We had to go looking for them.
Yeah.
We still ended up with a nice handful or two, but in comparison to trips, it's Mother Nature. You know what I mean? Every day it changes. You got to adapt.
Yeah.
So even rock fishing today was a challenge, and
Sit up a little further, closer to here, so people can see you. There you go.
I can't even see the hell.
Yeah, it's
It's
delayed
ugly
up there.
anyway.
Look right
Hey,
there.
what's up?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
that's it. You know what I mean? You just keep trying. Tonight we're going out tonight, and
What is the water temp there, by the way?
it's 60 degrees.
Okay.
Okay, and when we first kind of found this stuff there, we just were happening to drive along, and I saw a couple of birds. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
You're like, what are they looking at? It's 59 degrees. Obviously, they can't be looking at anything on the surface. Yellowtail, they don't swim on the surface.
Right.
That day, we didn't have any live squid. We caught 7 yellowtail on jigs.
Oh, wow.
And I would have never known, because everybody was fishing frozen squid and sardine, dropper loop and everything, except for the guy on the bow and whoever you are. Thank you very much for throwing that Colt Sniper, because that was our first bite, and that gave me the indication that there's maybe a little bit more to this.
Yeah.
And we started there the next morning, and we caught some bait, and lo and behold, this is what we've been doing since. So as much as a couple of birds can not only change your outlook, but change your future.
Yeah, right.
For a week now,
There you
we've been, all over this stuff, and thank God, we've kept this on the down low, and
Awesome.
I'm going to be honest with you. I've lied through my teeth on my fish counts of what we've been doing and what we've been fishing, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody that knows me, they're like, okay, he said he was using sardine. That means he was using squid. He said he went north. I went south. You guys got to figure out. That's the only way I can kind of.
Well, here's your chance to lie. Tim P wants to ask you, do you have live squid on the boat?
No. If we do, it's like 3 pieces.
Okay.
That's it.
Are you you're trying to make it every night, right?
Just enough to fish with.
Yeah. And you probably got to be careful, right?
That's it. We got to use it. And it's small squid. It's not even, the nets couldn't use it even if they wanted it because it's just so small.
What is it, like?
4 inches long. You got to put 2 on a hook, cover up your big hook.
Really?
That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but it's enough to get the job done. And you got to be very careful on where you're fishing because if you happen to drift too close to a reef and the whitefish and sheephead get a hold of it, they're gone. It's piranha. And potentially every one of those squid is a big sea bass and a yellowtail. So take your pick.
Abdul, I love Mr. Valentine. Captain Valentine, but
I don't know how to answer that.
This Abdul's a good guy.
That could go a lot of different ways. I'll leave that alone because I get in
All
trouble with
right,
that.
neither one of you two guys say anything here. Hey,
Yeah.
what's the best cheese in Mexico?
Queso
Quiet.
Blanco.
Oh, you like that?
Yeah, that's okay.
That's a good one, right? What else?
I don't know.
Well, I'm in Mexico a lot.
Yeah.
So I've got the answer.
Yeah, okay, got
Do you want it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's cheese.
Oh, you're killing me.
I know, so bad. It's the 3rd time we heard it. It doesn't get better.
We got to work on this.
How'd you like
better,
that? Oh, come on.
It's not bad, but
You can't even tell you're a great white
tell
shark.
My jokes now. I can't.
No,
Most
no.
99.9% of my jokes are rude, crude, socially unacceptable.
That's why we do them on the podcast.
That's I can say them, but I guarantee you somebody's going to get offended out there. I'll have like nuns protesting outside in the morning, and we don't need that. So
Hey, we really, you probably want to get out of here. Yeah,
I've got a job to do.
Guy,
but at any
let me
rate,
tell you, you are like, I can't tell you how much we all appreciate you coming in here. You're the best. This guy has never seen the sheep's head thing. I'm going to send it to him.
Private. And you want to put this thing on still pause? I'll tell you the joke, but other than that, I'm going to have to hit you.
No, we can't do it. We're going to let you go.
Okay, bitchin'. Nice to talk to you guys. Come out,
Tino.
Freedom.
Yeah, what's the deal?
Okay, call 22nd Street Landing. Boat leaves at 10 o'clock. Look at the weather, and I really mean this from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah.
Guys, look at the weather. If I can recommend a good app, Windy TV or windy.com. Okay? I don't want to take you fishing in weather that's going to make you seasick. I had a gentleman, I don't know if he ever got out of the bunk today. Okay?
Yeah, that
It's
sucks.
a lot cheaper to go to like Motel 6. They leave the light on for you and everything. I don't want to see you seasick, okay? So if you're one of those guys that are, kind of queasy, look at the weather, please. You know what I mean? And we do our best, again, safety over fish.
Yeah.
But, like tomorrow night, the weather's coming in, and every time it gets nice, the fish bite, and then the weather comes in, and it resets the clock. So
Right.
that's my best suggestion.
Yeah. Sounds good.
I mean? Look at Windy and make reservations for ahead of time for some good weather.
Yeah, I know.
Pleasure.
Tino Valentine.
Thank you very
There you
much,
go.
sir.
Thank
you
you.
very much for your line. Excellent.
course.
Keep up the good work. You be good too.
Tino, love you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Appreciate
Take care,
it.
gentlemen. Till
Good
next
luck
time.
tonight.
All right.
Thank you very
All right.
much.
Hey, guys, the
at that.
battery's almost out now.
I mean,
I think that's it. Greg Brown.
Here we go.
Opsin Fluorocarbon.
do it.
www.opsinusa.com. Thank you. Continued success, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for. How long did we go here tonight? What time is it?
Setting records.
2.5 hours.
Here we go.
Did it seem like that?
Yeah.
It seemed like five and a half,
yeah.
right?
I mean, I heard the same joke 3 times.
Yeah.
so.
Did you want to tell it again?
No.
Each hour.
Best
It's
cheese
on
and-
repeat. It's on repeat.
Yeah. Or do you want me to quote some stuff from the Big Lebowski?
Seinfeld would be nice.
Jason, you added so much to tonight's show. Thanks for coming down. Now I get to go out with you, and we'll run around and hand some fish out.
Yeah, right?
All right.
Guys.
Sounds good to me.
Folks, let's say goodbye to everybody. Thank you so much, everybody. The best audience in the world with the best questions. We love you so very much here at Friedman Adventures. For Greg Brown and Jason Lawler, we thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time for another edition of Friedman Adventures, because Jason is now going to walk toward the camera and push the X up in the right-hand corner, and then he's going to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
One more time.